The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn!
All right, everybody, welcome. It is Wednesday, February 7th already. I can't believe how fast time is going by. And time goes by. Joe, welcome to the show.
Happy hump day, everybody.
Sorry, I am expecting Krellbar. I believe Howie messaged me, but there will be no Matt this evening. KOTLA 671. You can use your fingers. You can use whatever you'd like to use to play the guitar. Just play, man. Whatever. It's all good.
Hello, Johnny Kramer, Charlie S., Kenny Maurice, KOTLA. We got Psycho Babble, Barry Bowman. Hello, everybody. I can't.
Johnny Kramer liking the sounds of thunder. Johnny, did you hear that? That is the sound of inevitability. Can you name the movie, Joe?
No.
That is the sound of it. Do you hear that, Mr. Anderson?
Oh.
It's when the train's coming, when they're fighting on the train station in the Matrix.
Which is that the first one?
First one. I will never quote 2 or 3. Those movies are terrible.
I'm probably the only person who hated the first one. The first time, all my friends, you got to see this. Wait till you see this. The movie's on, and halfway through, I'm like this. I tried a few times, and every time I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Hello, Ricky.
However, I saw a movie the other day that I enjoyed called Dune. Now, this is the Dune that was released in 2021, and I got to tell you, it's a lot closer to the book.
Oh, you've read the book? Did you read the whole story?
No, I've never read the book. Absolutely not. Folks, the reason why I watch movies is so I don't have to read books. Anytime somebody tells you that it's better than the book or the book's better, you question them with all veracity. It's bullshit.
For the $20,000 question, Ralph Cramden, can you at least tell me who wrote the book?
Frank Herbert.
All right.
And the thing about Dune is, like, anytime someone says, oh, the book is better. The book can't be better by definition of it's a book.
Wow.
How we were discussing why a book can never be better than the movie.
Could never be?
Right, because by definition, it's a book. In a movie, I can get through it regardless in 2 hours.
I think I see the Christmas tree, but it's not lit up. Am I correct, Howie?
Oh, all right, that's a fire.
Listen.
Oh, there is a Christmas tree back there.
Come on.
We're just going to do this once. The Christmas tree is my girlfriend's thing.
We know.
She keeps it up all year round, yeah?
No. Some of those ornaments are worth like a shitload of money. I'm not allowed to touch it. And she broke her rib 2 weeks ago and can barely move.
Oh, fuck. What happened?
She slipped. She was leaning in the back of her. She has a 2-door car. She was leaning. I wasn't there, so I didn't see it, but I guess she was leaning in the back of her car, and the seat was forward, and it has a plastic handle that you push it forward with, and her footing went out, and her whole body weight went right down on the plastic handle, and it hurt. And then over the next couple of days, it got worse and worse, and she finally last week went and got an X-ray, and they said her rib is definitely broken.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
so,
nothing you could do for that but suffer through it. My dad had broken ribs.
She knows. So that's why, yes, the tree's there. I wish I could block it out somehow.
Okay, we're welcoming Krellbar now to the group.
I'll sit here. Does that help?
Hello, Krellbar.
Everybody, welcome Krellbar to group therapy. Welcome, Krellbar.
So listen, just to tell you guys how important I am, I have to bail and do an online video interview in probably 30, 40 minutes because, other people want to talk to me. I actually...
Is that why you're wearing the pretty silk shirt? You're all dolled up.
He doesn't dress up for us. For us, we get the Bills, we get the Sabres.
You know what?
$20. This is an athletic, moisture wicking shirt. It's not silk.
30 minutes from now, the fucking tree's going to be lit, I bet.
No. I actually started doing this interview. This has been on the books with this guy for 2 weeks. I started doing it earlier this afternoon, and right in 5 minutes in, his video was just gone. And I'm like,
Christ.
What? He's like, oh man, my battery died. You didn't charge your battery before this interview.
Right.
So we got to start over.
Seriously?
I'm totally serious.
That's professional.
Anyway, I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. When I was younger, and it's been a long time, but when I was younger, I thought the book of The Shining was better than the movie.
Oh, the book's way different, though.
Well, that's what I mean.
You know who hated the book?
Kubrick?
Yes.
Well, I thought Kubrick hated the movie.
No, he loved his movie. He hated the book.
Oh, no, wait.
There was a made-for-TV movie based on the book with Stephen.
Sorry, I'm wrong. Stephen King
hated the movie.
Hated the movie.
Right.
Because what's his name bought the rights, and if anyone here has never seen my take on The Shining, please go to Dave's Guitar channel, The Shining. You can see my whole synopsis of the film and why it's one of the greatest films ever, and why it's really not a horror movie that you think it is. And Kubrick was a genius, and everything in that movie is planted the way it's supposed to be. There's no mistakes. People will say, oh, there's a light switch on the wall, and then it's not there. They filmed it in a sound studio, so everything that changed, like a light switch, was on purpose, which tells the story of what's actually going on in the movie.
Okay.
And one of the main things was that Stanley Kubrick, and myself, I will agree with him, ghosts are not scary, because the fact of a ghost existing tells you that there's hope for life on the other side. There's it's fundamentally not scary because of that. But if you don't believe in ghosts, then it's scarier, because then it's the unknown.
Well, they would have gotten away with all that if it wasn't for those meddling kids and that dog.
That's exactly right. It was Fred with that ascot.
Yo, Ricky.
And yes, absolutely. Well, anyways, but I always enjoy the movie better. And also, you can bang out the movie again in 2 hours. And you know what's funny is I watched Sleuth. I watched Sleuth the other day with Laurence Olivier and Michael Caine. And the opening scene, there's a huge fucking maze in the front of the guy's house. And I'm like, this is like the maze in The Shining. It looked just like it. My recommendation is, so in that list we had last week, Sleuth was one of the top movies you must see from the 70s. It's a lie. You don't have to see it. I saw it for you. There's no reason to watch it. It's a very gay two-man play, two-act play that's made into a film that still feels like a play. I was waiting for Jean Valjean to come flying out singing, God, I wish I could come out with a song from Les Mis.
You inspired me to find our first list. and maybe we should do it while we still have Howie. And that the list I found is the 12 best Stephen King movies ranked.
Absolutely.
You want to shoot this out?
Are you
quick?
guys Stephen King's fan? I tell you right now, Salem's Lot better be in here.
Better fucking
Here we
be
go.
on there. Better be high on there.
I'm on the fence. I like some of his stuff. And
All right, let's start with number 12. They got
The
the
guys
dead.
in AC/DC didn't care for Maximum Overdrive, by the way.
Oh, it's terrible.
Angus and Malcolm are both like, yeah, it's not good.
I love that movie. It's
yeah, well,
stupid
Stephen
good.
King was
so
friggin' hipped
bad.
up on goofballs, that whole thing.
I wanted to like it, and it's just so bad.
Yeah.
He directed it.
Yeah.
Stephen King directed it, and he was friggin' high on coke the whole time.
All right, starting with
Does
number
Creep
12.
Show count? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Starting
Meteor
at
shit.
number 12, we got The Dead Zone with Christopher Walken.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
number
that should be
12?
higher.
That's number
That
12.
should be higher.
Okay, let me bring up my issue I have with this. Anthony Zerbe, Christopher Walken. Did I mention Anthony Zerbe?
Mm.
That
The ice
Or
is
Martin
gonna
Sheen.
break.
Martin
Do you
Sheen.
remember? Dave, do you remember? Maybe I don't know. A month ago, I told you to check out that '70s detective show Harry O with David Jansen.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Never, because
remember that.
Anthony.
I can't
Zerbe-
find a lot of. Oh, is he in
Anthony-
it?
He was the second. It was David Jansen and Anthony Zerbe. They were the two stars of it.
I love him.
He's great.
70s icon.
Wow, Dead Zone's at the bottom. Wow.
Okay, moving on, which
All right.
I put that much higher up.
Moving on is
That could be my
actually a
number
movie
2.
I haven't seen yet, and I should be ashamed. It came out in 2017. It's called Gerald's Game. That's the one where the hot rod gets tied to the bed and the guy has a heart attack.
How's
Oh.
you haven't reached maximum overdrive yet?
I
mean,
started.
thought
I
that was gonna be-
started watching that, and it was kind of weird, and I just kind of lost interest.
Okay.
Hey, can I just say this? The Dead Zone is better than Shawshank. Fuck off, everyone.
Are you serious?
It's way better.
Come on, get
I
out
hate
of here.
Shawshank. Every
All right.
prison movie is the same except for the Sylvester Stallone movie Lock Up. That was excellent.
Well, Escape Plan with Stallone.
Oh,
and
Escape Plan is
Schwarzenegger
also very
is
good.
Yeah, the first one was good.
Better than
I don't think
Shawshank.
many prison movies have the escape and revenge story though. And it's a
Escape
19-year
from
thing.
Alcatraz is also better than Shawshank. I did not like Shawshank. I found it so pedestrian.
It's a,
Yes,
it's a,
yes,
to me,
Cole
it's a
Rose.
classic. That comes on, and I have to watch it no matter
Yep.
what part it's on.
I agree with Joe.
Shawshank.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm that
Same
way
here.
with The
Fucking love that
Godfather,
one. Yeah.
Goodfellas, and The Fugitive.
All right, we're starting with the top 10. Coming in at number 10 from 2007, The Mist.
That wasn't well done, but I
Was
did
that a
watch
remake
it.
of The Fog? It was just a much lighter day. What was that?
Well, actually, The Fog was a
Oh, I
John
can't see what that.
It's a thumbs,
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
No.
The Fog was a John Carpenter adaptation of Stephen King's The Mist, and The Mist came out was more of a faithful adaptation of the book. And
Oh, you read the book?
It's actually a short story, and
I
I
may
did read
have.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you didn't. Let me tell you who read the book.
I know how the
No one?
I know how the book ends. The
I'm
book
sure you
ends
do.
with-
That doesn't mean you read it.
Well, I know. No, I read
me
a lot of books when I was younger.
Let me tell you, if there's a,
Don't
let me
remember
you weren't
them all.
here, Krellboss, so I'm going to clue you in what the difference between a book and a movie is. Movies are made so you don't have to read.
Oh, my God.
The people that read it are the people that are making it a script and a screenplay. That's the only people that need to read it.
Coming in at number 9, a movie I feel should be higher on the list, one of my all-time favorites. I'll just give you an impression for the movie. I want my Father's Day cake.
Oh, Creep Show.
Creep Show.
But that wasn't all Stephen King. That
No,
was
it was-
conjunction with the,
Yeah, he
with,
wrote most
Meteor
of it.
shit.
Yeah, he wrote most of it, but it was directed by George Romero.
Well, he didn't write them all. He didn't write The Crate. He didn't write the
Any
Cockroach
movies
Thing,
directed by Cesar Romero?
I gotta look that up. See who wrote what.
Yeah, coming in at number 8, I didn't like this movie, The Green Mile.
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was
did not.
overhyped. I thought it was overhyped.
I thought it
I
was
put
good.
it with-
I
I
only
put it
saw
with
once.
Shawshank.
Coming in at 7 is a movie I love, and I know Dave will say it's overhyped because he was saying it 2 weeks ago. Stand By Me.
Cutesy, no interest. As an
Based
adult,
after the short story, The Body.
I think at the time it was great. I don't know how well it holds up now, but I think when it came out, it was so entertaining.
Well, the problem is that that was one of the first nostalgic movies from that time with a bunch of kids. Then after that, there are a bunch of ones like The Sandlot and everything. And
Irish Goodbye.
No, he's still here. Hey, let me ask you this: when we were kids, what was that show? The something hand gang, the Apple hand gang. What was the name of that?
Apple Dumpling Gang.
Don Knotts and Tim Conway.
No, this was a show with kids. Was it kids?
Oh, you're talking about our gang, the Little Rascals, right?
No, not our gang. It was like the something hand gang, or I forget what it was. It was like little kids. That's what Stand By Me reminds me of, the movie version of that show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you guys remember the new Zoo Review?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's a new Zoo Review.
Coming right.
Henrietta Hippo and Freddie the Frog.
Freddie the Frog.
Yeah, they have more lasting power than Stand By Me. All right, moving. Hey, okay, moving on.
Number 6. This was the book I was reading when I lost my flavor for Stephen King. I literally stopped reading the book at one point and said,
"Are you going to say
is
lost
this
your virginity?
Fucking man insane?" And this movie is the remake of the original movie from the book. It's It Chapter 1 from 2017.
No interest.
No interest. Okay.
I think the TV movie did it better.
Well, because you got Tim Curry. How do you top Tim Curry? Coming in at number 5, I haven't seen this one yet or read the book. It's Dr. Sleep from 2019.
Haven't seen it. It's a continuation of The Shining.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did I see that? If I did, I think I did, but it's not sticking with me.
Then it couldn't have been that good.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 4, all-time classic. I don't know that you could argue. It's Carrie from 1976.
That's the
Brian De Palma, John Travolta, Sissy Spacek.
Yeah. She's a great actress.
I know I liked it back then, but if we watched it now, would it hold up? That's how.
No, my guess is no.
Yeah, mine too.
Now the
Edie
next
McClurg. Edie McClurg was in there.
Coming in at number 3 is a movie my friend's mother used to watch as a comedy because of the way big old tough guy James Caan was being manhandled. Misery. That's a great movie. Good movie.
I don't like it. It's
Let
good
me ask you this:
but
is it better than The Dead Zone?
No.
No, you're damn right it's not.
Better.
Dead Zone's fantastic. You guys got to go back and revisit. I've watched it recently. I love it.
The ice is going to break.
You don't get it. You're wasting coffee. When they did the Dead Zone bit on SNL with Christopher Walken.
Oh, vaguely familiar.
You're gonna spill. He's like you're gonna spill you're gonna have to stop short in your car and you're gonna spill your coffee. The guy goes, yeah, so you don't get it. You're wasting coffee.
So I'm assuming there's 2 left, and it's going to be Shining and Shawshank. It has to.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it is in that order, Howie.
Yeah.
Good call. And Shining at number 2.
Wrong.
And Shawshank at number 1.
I like Christine. I thought Christine was pretty good.
Salem's Lot was great.
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot is fucking amazing. Even the Stand, the TV movie, that was fucking amazing. Thinner was good. And here's all the other lists we have. All right, we got.
Well, how many other movies have Jake Lee in it?
Yeah, that's the reason why you like it.
One of my favorite things is Family Guy's take on the 3 movies on The Shining, Shawshank, and Misery. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
What was their take? I didn't see that.
They did an episode where Peter's sitting in a chair in a library, and he says, "Let's revisit those 3 movies with Family Guy characters." They do in a half hour, and it's brilliant.
But they have the full list of his movies, and there's a lot of things that could have been on there that should have. Firestarter even was a good movie.
Better than a lot of them on the list.
Pet Cemetery with Fred Gwynn.
Oh yeah, what about Pet Cemetery? That was great.
We got. Let's see, what was this one here?
You want that?
Oh, come on. This one's great.
Pasteurized?
The fucking Running Man with Schwarzenegger. It's so far from the original short story, but it's amazing.
Hold on.
Yeah,
What?
Running Man.
Man.
Running Man might be number 2. I might put Running Man ahead of The Dead Zone.
Yeah,
I love Running Man.
Great.
Well, Run Man was fun.
It gets better and better.
My
It's a
money.
different type of movie.
Yeah.
It's my money, and I'm going to put it on Ben Richards. I love that movie. Love that movie.
And
Even
I think Christine should have been on the list too.
Christine's great. We also have Cujo, Christine.
Yep.
Here's a movie I loved. Remember Cat's Eye?
Yeah.
With Drew Barrymore?
Those vignettes were
Who directed Cujo?
Let me see. That was a good movie. Sad.
You like Cujo? I saw that in
because
movies.
I love the book.
I didn't like that.
We got right here.
I love the cover of the book. That's as far as I got into that book.
It was directed by Louis Heeg.
Okay, so he and I are at the Hollywood Park Casino playing poker one night. This is late at night, like 12:30, 1 o'clock. We're in one of those, and this guy, he's an older guy, and he's telling me that he directed Cujo and he's looking for some new scripts. And we're talking, and I said, dude, get on the bandwagon and just produce a Philip K. Dick movie. Take a Philip K. Dick story and make it into a movie. And honestly, since I told him that, there's like 3 or 4 that have been released since. Philip K. Dick, I likes catalog better than Stephen King's, although like I'm a huge Blade Runner fan. I love the movie The Paycheck. Have you guys seen The Paycheck?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Ben Affleck, Paul Giamatti.
I don't think I saw
He did Minority Report.
But this same guy directed Cat's Eye, and he also directed an episode of Barnaby Jones.
Yeah. He was a good guy. He was, like I said, we were having a bunch of laughs. He thought I was out of my mind, but I think he might have been right.
This Louis Teague guy, he directed Jewel of the Nile as well.
Jewel and Nile.
Yeah. Yeah, he did Cujo. We were talking about Cujo that night for some reason. But okay. Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm not a huge Stephen King fan.
How about Clive Barker?
How about Mario Puzo books that became movies?
Okay, well, I just know of one.
There's 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Well, one story anyway.
Right. It was Barzini all along. Anyways, so I did watch Dune, the new Dune. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but it was entertaining enough. There were people in it that I thought was good. The guy who plays Aquaman was in it.
Oh,
Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. And Batista was in it from
Guardians.
Yeah, from Guardians. And who else was in it? He's also in a movie called The Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Not Cabin in the Woods. You're thinking Knock at the Cabin.
The Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, okay. Cabin in the Woods was good.
Cabin in the Woods was good. The Knock at the Cabin, that's one where they're I can't say it without people.
The 4 Horses of the Apocalypse. The 4 Horsemen, yeah. It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch, I will say that is.
But he was good in it though.
Batista was. Yeah, he's a good actor. I enjoy him. But anyway, so I enjoyed Dune. I also watched Sleuth this week, and I watched The Godfather Part 1. Howie seems to think The Godfather insists upon itself.
It insists.
Oh, no, that's Peter Griffin. No, it's good. The Godfather's a great... when you watch it and you go back, you realize it really is a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
They could have edited down the wedding scene a little bit. It was a little too much of Tessio dancing. Like, I need to see fucking Abe Vigoda dancing with an 8-year-old girl. All right, I do. No, I saw the remake of The Candyman.
Well, that original was...
And hated it.
Well, the original I liked.
The original is great.
You like the original, Howie?
Oh yeah.
Don't remember it. I don't have recall of it. I saw it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, Virginia Madsen and
I'll have to go back.
All right, everybody.
what's that black guy's name?
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
Fucking awesome.
I'm starting to realize when we go through these lists, like I know I saw this movie, whatever we're talking about, but I can't remember. I don't have the recall like you guys do.
Oh yeah, I'm here at Recall. By the way, Total Recall, another Philip K. Dick book. How great is that movie?
Hey, well, Dave loves Dick.
Hold on. Total Recall is better than 99% of Stephen King's catalog. Can we all agree?
I think that's. I like Verhoeven. I like Verhoeven's directing style.
The remake was shit.
Well, hello, the remake's everyone. Terrible. But Ronnie Cox is fucking awesome. Big Jables, what's happening?
Ronnie Cox is great. Dewey Cox is better. But we love Ronnie Cox.
He's great in RoboCop. He's great in
plays the same character. He's always like a detective. It's just, is he a good detective or a bad detective?
Who, Ronnie Cox?
Yeah, I know that's not really what his role was in RoboCop, but it's like the same thing.
Right. Or in he was the big guy in Total Recall.
Well, Dewey Cox couldn't play Cohagen. Cohagen was the guy in.
How about Michael Ironside?
I'm about to say, any movie that's got Michael Ironside, you got to watch. You got to love it.
Including Starship Troopers.
Although I'm probably going to surprise a lot of people. I think that the movie Top Gun is horribly overrated.
The original, yes.
Yeah, I don't like Top Gun. I've never liked Top Gun. You can't sell me on it. I've watched it 10 times, and every time I'm like, this sucks.
I'm with you on that.
I saw it once. That was it. I don't want to see the new one. I don't care.
Oh, see,
I think Val Kilmer was better in Top Secret.
The new one's better. The new one's better than the original Top Gun. I enjoyed it.
The new one.
I think
if I don't like shit, why do I want shit 2.0?
You know what? Top Gun really was so much better in the book.
There's a little less of the gooey romance.
Actually,
oh man, when my girlfriend,
Sal.
When my girlfriend,
you know my buddy Sal.
Yeah.
Sorry. When
Sal, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sal always had a joke when people started talking about the book or something. He would always say, "Weekend at Bernie's 2, the book was so much better than the movie."
That's funny.
My girlfriend is going to kick all of your asses when her rib heals up because she thinks Top Gun and especially the new one's the greatest thing ever.
I like the new one. The first one I never cared for.
Good. Yeah, it was okay.
But yeah, it was just an okay. I mean, it was like, too
much
but I like the new one.
I saw the new one in that 4D theater where the seat, you're in a seat that's shaking the whole time, and they actually have
that's cool
water things that squirt on you during water scenes, and they have smoke that comes in that smells like jet fuel, like everything they can do to make it. Yeah.
That's like the Kentucky Fried Movie, right?
Right.
Didn't we discuss this movie before? I swear I had an argument with RL about this movie.
What's that?
Top Gun 2, Maverick.
Yeah, I think you don't like it, or Richard liked it and you didn't. I think it's good. Right. Well, let me ask you this question, Tables, because you weren't here. Are you a Shawshank fan?
I like it.
All right. You don't love it. That's all I needed to know. I don't like it.
You don't like it.
I love it. I
think it's good. I'm probably the only person on earth that if you take that ensemble, I liked The Green Mile more. I found it more enjoyable. But in terms of just like movies, yeah, everybody says it's like the best movie ever, or one of the top 5 of all time. It's like, yeah, it's not that rewatchable for me.
Agreed. Another movie I'll watch every time it comes on from the 90s as well as The Fugitive is The Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. 1990. Just barely made it in, right?
I just watched.
I think it's 91.
Is it? Silence of the Lambs is amazing. That's
the thing is that you always
I don't think that's that good.
Jim Pembry, God damn it! Now talk to him.
It's so slow. It's just
you're saying it's only a prison movie. It's only this. It's about the storytelling. Now you just said you all like all these crime dramas. I could just say, oh, it's just another crime drama. It's all about the story.
You're talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like movies in prison. I told you I could do Lockup, but it's always the bad warden. Yeah, but it's predictable. It's what it's like. Did you ever see the movie Action Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give you a hint.
Carl Weathers.
Right, Carl Weathers, but the big black guy that plays his boss who's always screaming at him. We never see that in a cop movie where the captain is always screaming at him. I watched it for fucking 5 years on McLeod. It's enough already. Well, the prison movies, it's always the corrupt warden, the
if
bad.
If you didn't have a corrupt warden, there would be no prison movies.
Did you ever?
That's my point. Get rid of them.
Yeah. Did you ever?
Well, if there's no criminals,
cliche.
there's no crime dramas.
They're cliche. What? Tell me now, because you brought up about crime dramas. Tell me what about Silence of the Lamb that was cliche?
Cliche? Let me think about. Well,
okay, you think about it.
It was so slow to me. It just was slow.
That's Jim Pembry. God damn it! Now talk to him.
What it was, Dave? It was the storytelling. It's like with Shawshank. It's not just a prison movie. It's a redemption story.
Yeah, I don't like the story.
Shawshank goes.
I don't like the story,
but it's not cliched.
A lifetime.
It's cliche. Is the warden a straight up guy? Okay.
Yeah, well, a psycho killer in Silence of the Lambs is
that's cliche. A guy who's cutting up women and dressing up in their skin. That's cliche. I guess someone has to look up. We got to get a dictionary to look up the word cliche.
I think at Bingham's house it's cliche.
Yeah, I've got a couple of new lampshades over here. Oh, I don't mind a good cliche as long as it's done well.
As long as you pronounce it cliché.
No, but what I'm saying is to me, I didn't care for the movie. Now, obviously, I said there's examples. I said Escape from Alcatraz I enjoyed. I enjoyed Lockup with Stallone, and I enjoyed the hell out of Escape Plan.
Well, it had the Patrick McGowan friggin' the textbook Bad Warden.
And
how did you feel about
in Escape from Alcatraz?
Yes, but it was a good movie.
There's not going to be any. There's not going to be any.
I would argue that Shawshank's a good movie with the Bad Warden too.
No, but it's not a good movie, and it's cliche.
If the warden was a good guy, it would be like having two good guys in professional wrestling. There's no tension. There's no story there.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now, how many of us here follow wrestling? That's right. None of us.
Well, it's a 19-year revenge.
Joe probably does.
The last time I watched professional wrestling, Ivan Putski was on top of his game.
Polish Power.
Oh my God.
He's still alive.
Polish Power.
I know.
He's one of the few that's still alive.
The Junkyard Dog.
How old is he? He's got to be 80 something.
Yeah, he wasn't on a steady diet of fucking pork fat and an Anadrol.
You ever see that?
83.
You ever see that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they're describing Hulk Hogan? They're going on and on about wrestling, and Dee, the female character, brings up Hulk Hogan. She's like, "I've never understood it. He's like this blonde-haired man, yet his hair is silken like that of an Asian man, and he has the skin of a hot dog." And then Dennis replies, like very matter-of-factly, he goes, "That's Hulk Hogan's signature look." Yeah, that's right. Blonde Asian silken hair and the skin of a hot dog. What's not to like? It's such a great description.
Somebody told me I need to watch that show. There's an episode where Dee dates a retard.
So fucking funny. It's really funny. I think It's Always Sunny. Like, there are seasons where it's probably like so depraved that it loses its appeal. But like, man, you get like seasons like, I don't know, I'd say like 4 through 10 are just, it's incredible. Yeah, it's so funny.
It's weird because this summer out with Winger, one of the road crew guys tried to turn me on to that show, and he said the same thing you did, that the later on stuff is better. And weirdly, the guy who tried to get me into the show is also from Detroit, so maybe there's a thing there.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, it's like the Danny DeVito character, Frank Reynolds. It's hilarious. It's just hilarious. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that you're not on that one.
Well, and it's on Hulu. I tried watching it. I've seen a few episodes over the years, but I don't have Hulu, so I was like, I try to find stuff I can watch. Like I said the other day, I was just sitting around
on Hulu through your sister-in-law.
You would imagine, but it's something I've never asked. I don't ever watch it.
For the last 3 years, not that I'm a sales guy, but Hulu has a special on Black Friday the last 3 years, $1 a month for a year, and you can cancel.
Can they do 50 cents?
Yeah, right.
49.
So, okay. So you like Maverick, but you don't like Shawshank at all. This conversation's over.
Yeah. I'm not a Shawshank fan, but you know.
But, hold on. I'm gonna hold you to something here, though. You're bagging on and on about cliches.
Yeah.
The biggest cliche in Maverick is as soon as Tom Cruise reluctantly decides he's going to teach the class, he takes the book and throws it in the garbage. How are you not immediately
throwing out the book? Yep. It's like
that movie is
immediately be like, this is the dumbest movie ever.
Oh, it is, but it's entertainingly stupid.
It's a lot better than the original. Yeah.
It's so dumb, it's good.
Yeah, Ricky Compton gets me, but Ricky, I think, also is from the Detroit area, so that makes sense. He said Sonny is the shit, Bingham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I watched Maverick probably 3 times because everybody in my band is going on and on and on about.
I watched it once,
and I'm like, I gotta see what I'm missing here, and I watched it and I was like, it sucks. Let me watch it again.
Sometimes I wouldn't watch it again.
And I needed to rewatch.
Also, who's the girl in that? Was that Jennifer Connelly?
Yeah.
She didn't look good.
Have you seen what the original girl looks like now?
Kelly
McGillis. Yeah, McGillis Gorillas.
Yeah.
My recommendation for Maverick would have been to make Tom Cruise a beaten down drunk who actually looks his age now, and he is married to that same broad, and they just act as she
played by her.
That would have been brilliant.
Right, he should have looked like at the end of Tropic Thunder.
Right.
Top Gun 2, bottom of the barrel.
That would have been great.
We could write it. Let's write it.
That's the best character.
Actually, at the end of Maverick, if he had gotten up out of a bed and looked like the end of Tropic Thunder, and he was like, "Wow, I just had the weirdest dream,"
that would have been incredible.
Right? Then I would have been like,
it'd make the whole movie.
Yeah, another cliche.
But the fact
not a cliche. It's not cliche. It's only been done once by Bob Newhart.
Well, the fact that they did that whole entire movie, the whole entire premise, all of the flight scenes just mimicked Star Wars. It was so stupid. Like, why did they mimic Star Wars?
True. I don't. But you just said you watched it 3 times.
Yeah, I know 3 times.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, everybody loves it, and I watch it, and I'm like, yeah, it sucks.
I saw it that one time.
Yeah, you managed to watch it 3 times.
The snow, the wind was blowing in the theater, and the seat was shaking in 4D, and I said, okay, I'm never going to watch this ever again, and I have no desire to.
Well, you guys can bag on me for watching it 3 times, but my situation is if I actually genuinely like a movie, I watch it about 100 times.
Christopher Valdez says Kelly McGillis went lesbian. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't know if you guys know that Christy McNichol came out of the closet. You guys aware of this?
No.
The one who was most affected by this was a Scott Baio, who said, "What? What about all the scenes we did on that Love Boat episode when we were 15?"
That closet had a glass door.
Oh, that's funny.
Christy McNichol had to come out of the closet. You know what's funny is I always thought for some reason that Cyndi Lauper was gay, and she's straight.
I never did. I knew that she dated guys from a long time ago.
Yeah, I for some reason
the guy
I
in the videos with her at the beginning in the trailer and stuff like that, and time after time, that was a boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
You guys have any idea
ever seen a movie
how old Cyndi Lauper is? Anybody would care to take a guess?
71.
No way. Hold on, let me guess.
Yeah, she's
getting. Is he close?
She was in her 30s when she hit it big.
Really? She hit it big. I was probably 14. So she's 15. Yeah, she's got to be like 69 is my guess.
And to
70,
go
right
back
between
to the wrestling
70 years old.
Mention there, Captain Lou Albano.
Captain Lou.
Yeah.
I nailed it. That's a good remember.
So I assume you guys have all heard the news that Wayne Kramer has passed away, and there's a lot of people who are coming out on Facebook and doing their whole Wayne Kramer passed away thing.
Sorry to interrupt. I gotta bail for a little bit. I'll try to come back if this goes short. But
all right, very good. All right, good luck with that interview.
All right.
Has anyone posted a video sobbing about it, though?
When you said Wayne Kramer, you're referring to Wayne Kramer from the MC5s?
That's correct. Yes.
What? This is not good. Hold on. What happened to him?
There we go.
He had cancer.
He died last week.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no,
there's a guy who does a channel. Sorry, there's a guy who does a channel, and he talked about what's his name's wife just passed away, Steve Morse.
Okay.
From aggressive cancer, and he was talking about somebody else that died from aggressive cancer, and this guy took time on his channel to basically go on and say people need to wake the fuck up. What's going on out there? That people are dropping dead, and he was saying that people were giving him shit because he's a music channel, but he was like, basically coming out, basically saying, open your fucking eyes, jackass. And I wish I knew the name of the guy's channel. I want to say the guy's 100% right, because a lot of people now, cancer's right now going crazy, and it's a different cancer. It's a very aggressive.
Yeah.
It's very aggressive, and
they're not going to tell you what caused that.
Yeah. Huh. It's just, but this guy has a channel, and he talked about, if you get a chance, watch this thing. It basically talks about how Steve Morse lost his wife, and it's terrible. Oh, Toby Keith had that aggressive cancer, and just fucked up. Yeah. Either way.
Christopher Valdez, we're talking about an increase in it. Of course, people always got cancer when they got older, but there's been a significant increase in different types, more aggressive cancers. So
it's the way everybody eats, the way everybody lives, the way everybody puts their fucking all these chemicals in their bodies to fix other stupid things.
Yeah.
Like your dick doesn't get hard anymore.
Stay away from medications. Stay away from all medication.
Yep.
You know what's funny? I'm not going to directly. I mean, now I'm being hypocritical. I was going to say I'm not going to directly correlate this, but the fact that I'm even bringing it up is directly correlating it. But I've got my dog is 9 years old right now. I've taken this dog to the vet like 3 times in her whole life. I don't do the regular checkups. I don't do all that shit because she's always just been healthy. Every dog that I ever had when I was growing up would be like at the vet 2-3 times a year because my mom always believed in all that stuff. Every single dog I ever had when I was growing up had died prematurely.
Excessive jabs.
Like literally, like I had Dobermans, then they would be gone by 8 years old.
Yeah.
I got this dog. I never ever take her in because she's always just healthy, and here she is. Almost 10 years
is that
old.
Dog a mutt or
everybody? She's a Brittany Spaniel.
Oh, okay.
Everybody that I see on the street when I'm walking that dog, and believe me, I try and talk to every 22-year-old girl I see walking her dog.
Wasn't Brittany Spaniel in Club Dread?
She was, yes. No, but it's just funny because like she looks like a puppy, she acts like a puppy, she's got energy, she can jump, on the furniture and shit, and she's just not getting old. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a weird correlation, but
no. Well, the thing is, they say if you feed your dog meat and not feed it kibble and garbage dog food, that your dog will live a lot longer. And that's for people too. Christopher Valdez blames microplastics. I don't know what that is, but if you correlate from the time from the turn of the century to now, and how much processed foods people are eating compared to like it was barley and margarine in 1900, then by 1912 everyone's eating a lot of it, and it's gradually gone up, and you can see cancer, diabetes, obesity, and everything else, heart attacks. Every rate goes up with the processed food rate, and people can sit there and say, well, tobacco is an issue. Well, China is the biggest consumer of tobacco products. They're the lowest in cancer, and when you look this up, you're going to see the caveat that they say, but they have more deaths from cancer. Yes, because they don't know what the fuck cancer is, that they're getting blindsided by it. It's just like when people first got cancer here, they die. Imagine if you said, oh, the so-and-so worm is the deadliest worm and we don't have, and it's not, and it's in like some part of Africa. Well, you're not going to have a vaccine for it in America because it's not here. So if you got bit by one here, you would die. But the point of the matter is that there's a lot of bullshit going on in the food industry, and they are poisoning. And I'm not saying it's intentional, but if you're eating something with processed oils, canola oil, corn oil, you're just spinning the fucking gun in your hand with a fucking, and hoping you hit the empty chamber. But it doesn't. It's going to catch up.
It's intentional. I believe it's intentional.
Yeah, I don't think they're smart. I mean, why look at guys like Biden in charge? They're not smart enough to be intentional.
To sell processed food.
Why the fuck does ice cream need to have corn oil in it? I make Michael's ice cream with 3 ingredients.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
It's government in conjunction with corporations that want to sell.
Yeah, it's money.
All this processed crap. Yeah,
but it's money. What I'm saying is they don't. I don't know that they know that it's causing it, and if they do, then shame on them. But
they know it's causing it.
Well, I don't think it's the government that knows. I don't think that they're very bright, but I do think that corporations,
hey Dwight,
the people running the corporations, they're smart. They're the ones manipulating the government to, get these deals done. These deals done. It's like, we don't think corn hurts anything. Let's just put it in everything.
I don't think people in government actually
saved us a bunch of money.
Believe the food pyramid either, but they're just propagating the lie because it's so intertwined with corporate America.
Yeah. I mean, I got to tell you guys, and I'll say it now because I don't know if Richard's still here. RL, are you still in the room? But, you've seen him lately, John, yes?
No, not lately.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's down considerably to a 32-inch waist.
Good.
He's here. Feels fantastic. I feel fantastic. I feel so much younger. I don't have any neck pains. I go to the gym every day. I sleep like a fucking baby. It's great. You know what I mean? It's like I never felt better. And I know Richard feels the same way. And you start telling people, it's like, listen, I got to tell you, no snoring. I tell people, I got to tell you, if you're having issues with this, and this, you got to try this. You're going to feel fantastic. And the look that people give you is like, you're fucking mental. And I'm like, I can only tell you that I do it and it fucking works. My brother does it. It works. I have a buddy of mine up in New Hampshire. He did it. He's down like 80, 90 pounds. It's insane. The weight falls off you, but not just that. It's you look forward to eating the food and you feel great. And then I don't want to go into the whole doctors things and the numbers and all that, but that's all a bunch of bullshit. And my student asked me today about supplements. I said to him, just throw your money to me. Just give me your money. Don't even buy supplements. Just give me the cash and walk away. You're going to get the same results. Whatever you're getting from food, that's what you're using. When I used to go to the doctor, like I was checking myself when I first started carnivore every 3 months. 3 months in, 6 months in, 9 months in, all my numbers were the same when it comes to minerals, all that stuff. And I had stopped completely taking vitamins. And it was like, and then I go back to when I was on them and looked at the numbers. The numbers were the same.
Some supplements work. I take a B12 sublingually under the tongue. I had to, like 10 years ago, I was in the hospital with B12 deficiency. I don't absorb B12 very well. I do one of these Kirkland's, whatever, once every other day, and my friggin' number's up, and I don't have those symptoms.
All right. Well, but also, like, why don't you absorb B12's good?
Because something in my
you don't know.
In my digestive system, it's not absorbing B12.
So it could be something you're eating that's blocking it because that's right. That's my point. If you did an elimination diet, you might not need that. Right. So
I could figure out what.
Exactly. My point is, for the most part, you'd be surprised at what this will do for you. Now, I just want to make this public. Krellboss says he's going to try it for March. I jumped on you, Krell. March, Krell's going to do it. Now, it's only 30 days. It's going to be
tough at the end of March because we're going to go Ace Frehley show, and I may have to have a couple drinks. So
I told you what to do with drinks. As long as it's hard liquor, it's fine.
Tequila.
You could do bourbon. You could do scotch. Don't you? What do you drink? Bourbon, right?
You do tequila. I some bourbon. Vodkas, a good vodka won't have any carbs. Or tequila.
Yeah, well, it's all that sugar alcohol, and your body doesn't have an insulin response.
Well, you'll piss it out. Just fucking
doesn't have an insulin response. But anyways, my point of the matter is, also there was like a guy who did this. You guys are on Instagram, aren't you?
Yes.
No.
Yep.
So this guy on Instagram, he's like, did you see this study? And he's like, he's got a mustache and beard. He's always on like Rogan stuff or that type of thing. And he's like, where they gave somebody milk, water, Diet Coke, and regular soda. and he's talking about the weight loss and weight gain. I'm like, this is the dumbest study I've ever. What were they eating? Because water's not going to make. He's like, water. The guy who drank water lost weight. It's like, it's not going to make you lose weight unless your diet changes. Water's not going to do anything. Just like diet soda won't make you gain weight, but milk has sugar and it definitely has a higher insulin response. They were trying to say that soda has a higher insulin response. Well, let me tell you, I don't know what study you guys did, but there are people on YouTube doing their own studies with the fucking prick on their finger and checking their glucose. Yeah. And they can show you that it does nothing. You don't need a fucking study to see if your body has a response to it.
The regular soda or diet soda?
One guy used to point out to me, he would say, the diet soda, because it's sweet, tricks your brain into thinking.
It's so stupid. Yeah, your brain's an idiot.
Are you crazy?
Your brain's going, which way did he go? Which way did he go? Andy Dion, strength training. Yeah, I know a lot of bodybuilders who died of heart disease and cancer. Working out doesn't prevent it, especially when, I mean, a lot, especially now if they're taking drugs like pro bodybuilders, you know, Winstrol's a carcinogen. But if you're eating foods that are high carcinogenic and you're eating like your fucking oils, your cottonseed oil, I mean, like I said, it's like taking a gun to your head. I don't care if you're working out every day. If you're not, cancer doesn't give a shit. If you're eating a lot of sugar, cancer's coming after you.
Well, bodybuilding's just topping on the cake, I would think. Like if you're going carnivore, but then you bodybuild on top of it, I mean, it improves the circulation.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying on its own, like strength training won't prevent cancer.
No.
Like I said, I've known a lot of bodybuilders who are in a hell of a lot better shape than I am that got cancer.
It's a piece of the puzzle. You know, it's like, it's not the entire answer, but it's a small piece.
It's not going to cure cancer. What I'm saying is
it's not going to cure it. You increase your chances. I mean, the better shape you're in, the better you eat and stuff.
I think your body basically has a certain tolerance to how much hexane solvent you're ingesting. And at some point, your body's going to go, fuck you.
Hexane solvent.
Yeah, what's the hexane in? Is that what they're using? That's what they're using to clean up the oils.
Exactly. 100%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's otherwise the oil that you'd be drinking with that canola oil.
Well, if you're bodybuilding and doing that, of course, it's kind of counterproductive. Any benefits from bodybuilding or
that's right. That's my point.
Cardio is gonna.
Yeah.
But what I said, it's icing on the cake. If you're doing carnivore and doing that, it's
absolutely 100%. You got to cut these things out that are just.
I remember when I was in college in my college level chemistry class, there was conversation. I remember one day the teachers talking about benzene rings and hexane rings, whatever that shit is, right? But the name of benzene and hexane both come out. And he's like, and you got to be careful about that stuff because it's very carcinogenic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And that's all I remember from that class. But it's funny that you just bring up hexane because I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, that's what they use to clean the oil. I mean, and it really is just, like I said, it's the poisoning. And the fucked up part is you tell people, listen, you can't use oil. And Joe, you've said this to people. I know Krell has made comments to people, and I'm sure you have, John. And the first thing they say is, oh, I hardly ever eat that stuff. I use this oil. I use that. Okay. Do you eat Doritos? Oh, yeah. I love them. Yeah. Well, what's the first ingredient in the fucking thing? Cottonseed oil? Yeah. Do you eat Fritos? Do you eat potato chips? Look at every fucking food that's in your fucking cupboard. The ingredients say either corn oil, canola oil, or hydrogenated oil.
It's even in things it doesn't need to be in.
It doesn't?
That's the amazing thing.
If you buy off-brand cheap soda, orange soda, not the Fanta, but the off-brand, always look because they use brominated vegetable oil.
In soft drinks.
That's so gross.
It's nasty.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, in Europe, bromide's banned. They use it in bread too over here.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anything in my New York strip I'm going to cook tonight.
Oh, New York strip is fantastic.
I've got a T-bone.
You get the ones at Costco, the 4-packs?
Yeah. I'd like to buy the ribeyes, but like honestly, it's just too expensive. I think the sirloins are better. What's that?
I like their sirloins better.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm at Costco. You know what else I've been enjoying? Look at RL's right on top of it. He's loving them now too.
Yeah.
I really like the lamb lamb rack, the Australian ram rack. Oh my god!
I bought.
know
one
which one should I have, this one or this one, or both.
I did a shit job cooking my lamb. I don't really know how to make lamb good.
Lamb is one of those things you cook a rack in the oven, 375, 30 minutes, and make sure you salt and pepper the piss out of it because that thing can take a lot of it.
Make sure you
don't bison. I love bison, Andy. Kenny, filet mignon is good. Don't get me wrong. It's just not fatty enough, and I'm trying to eat the fattiest meat I can. Have you been to Heavy Hamburgers on Maine? RL's asking you.
No, I never, ever go down to Venice.
RL says it's the greatest burger. I think it's Santa Monica, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I mean, I think of Maine.
Yeah, because I think it's south of Marine.
Yeah,
sorry, north of Marine.
I don't go either to either one. Like these days, I swear to God, the only places I ever go is like every once in a great while I'll go to Maxine's down in Washington, which used to be called Maxwell's.
Oh yeah.
And
now it's Maxine's.
Yeah.
Even that place is trans.
Exactly. Well, there's actually a reason. There's a reason behind it, but it has nothing to do with wokeism. It has to do with them losing the old fucking name.
Kenny, I don't do anything with maple. I do regular bacon. I don't use any sugar.
I think he's joking though.
Yeah.
Oh no. He said wrap it with maple bacon. He's to get the fat, but no maple. I'll do bacon, but maple bacon is sugar.
It's because Cheech made that comment in here before.
About, he wouldn't know that. Kenny hasn't been in here.
I was trying the carnivore, but I'm not really feeling well, and he did the maple bacon.
I don't do maple bacon. Yeah.
It's like, well,
RL says Heavy Hand's the best.
Yeah, I've never.
You guys got to go down there.
Never heard of it.
It's right across from where Joe's used to be.
I just kind of do it all myself now, like at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I buy those.
So do I.
I buy those Angus patties from Costco, the frozen ones. And if I feel like a burger, I just throw it in the microwave for the defrost setting, and then just cook it in the cast iron with my favorite, the coastal cheddar, which is still my favorite thing.
It's so good.
The big block of coastal cheddar is the best thing I can buy from Costco. I get it all the time.
It's so good. I also buy the fresh mozzarella, and salt the living piss out of it. That's what I'm eating. Like I'm eating like 3 or 4 slices while I cook.
You ever make a steak from frozen?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I have. I saw it on YouTube. It comes out different. You get more meat that's done to the way you want it, but the only drawback is you really can't get that crisp outside it. Even if you take it out and do it, it's kind of soft on the outside.
But a big gray steak.
RL says,
how?
Why are you not coming on? You should be getting on that laptop. What are we talking about here?
Anyways, what was I talking about? You know how when you cook a steak, whatever, you've got the dark ring and then it's like a rare, however you want it cooked. When you cook from frozen this way, it's however you want done is like from top to bottom with none of that ring.
Mm.
Yeah, I you know what I like? I also buy bulk chicken thighs over at Costco because I cover the skin with pork fat. I take bacon fat and then I put salt and pepper heavy-handed on it, and then Parmesan cheese, and then bake it for an hour and a half. Oh.
Mm-hmm. You know what? If you use the soul food seasoning you get from the dollar store, which is wicked good, you put it on chicken thighs and throw in the air fryer. Just with the skin, there's enough fat in the skin to make it nice, crispy, and tasty.
I still don't.
Well, the thing is, I can't use any seasoning because I don't use seasoning.
Oh, you don't do seasoning.
Salt and pepper only.
Do salt and pepper. The air fryer takes care of everything else. I mean, it really crisp.
Yeah. Well, this makes the skin crispy, but also it makes like a pool of like the fat and all this, and I drink it. It's like a soup. It's so good.
Pork rind grease soup.
Oh, also lately I've been eating pork rinds dipped in Tempty cream cheese.
What is tempty cream cheese?
It's the whipped cream cheese, but it's
Oh,
no carbs.
Okay. I'm a big fan of the $10 tub at Costco. You get the enormous tub of Philadelphia.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, I'm very familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I get the sour cream. I get the bacon, the heavy cream there, the butter.
For a while, what I was doing I would take like I'd buy the salami because they've got this Italian salami that the ingredients are very clean, and I would buy that and literally like just take like little spoonfuls of the cream cheese and like slather it on a piece of salami and just dump it down.
It's so good.
I just want to say these dried cold cuts in sausages, if we want to talk about chemicals, when they scrub those down, I mean, they age, they get kind of a little mold on it and they scrub it down. The chemicals they scrub it down with aren't that good for you either.
What do you mean scrub it down? What are we talking about?
You take chemicals and actually scrub sausage down. Because there's like stuff growing on it. Because when these dried sausages and cold cuts are aging, it grows a little stuff. And there's people that actually their job is washing sausages. Basically.
Yeah. If you look,
I
the
just
only ones I won't get is with
chemicals.
anything with dextrose.
Yeah.
I don't use anything with dextrose. Commercial pork rinds is the oil they're fried in, they're fried in pork fat. They're not fried in oil, Hannah-Bomb.
I was going to say,
if you
look at the back of the pork rind package from any of the grocery store pork rinds, it literally is like pork skins is the only ingredient.
It says pork skins and salt, and I called the company. I called 3 of them, and every one of them said it's just fried in its own fat. We don't use any oil.
Nice.
And I was like, all right.
Yep.
If it has oil, it will have it listed in the ingredients. There are some like cheaper brands, but more and more I don't see that happening. I'm like the chicharrones from Goya, Max, MACS, and what's the other? And Utz. All are fried in its own fat. Oh, you did, RL? Italian dressing is nothing but oil, so I would take a hard pass on that.
I went to a party once. They had a pig roast, and when they were serving the meat, they had the pig all butchered and stuff, and they had pieces of the rind there with all that nice pork fat in there off to the side. And I said, "You mind if you grab me a big piece of that and stuff?" So I'm sitting at a table with this big piece of skin with pork fat on. I'm chewing on it.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
people are, what the hell are you eating?
You know what? But
And he's like, I'm chewing the fat.
that's because they got everyone convinced. Don't eat the skin. The skin, that's the best fucking part.
The best.
Yeah.
You're going to make chicken. Give me that fucking skin.
Cartman knew what was up.
He did when he went to KFC and ate all those chicken skins.
That's right.
Oh, it's the best. I feel like Cartman right when I eat mine because I always eat the skins off first.
Oh, hilarious.
True. Bucket of fried chicken skin. I think they did that.
It's great. So anyway, so Kenny says 3 days in Italian dressing. So Italian dressing is a lot of oil. And that is like saying, I'm going to make your steak in rat poison and then serve it to you. I'm sorry to be so vivid on that, but it really is terrible for you.
Now, you don't use any oil?
I don't use any oil at all. I only use pork fat, and I use ghee, and I'll use beef tallow.
Do you ever just like when something doesn't go your way, you're like, that's ghee?
RL's pulling out the Bob Zaney jokes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Bob Zaney. Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
I'm gonna make steaks. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a good steak is great, and making it in the cast iron is fantastic. And
I
fat.
do that.
That's where I do it. I just do it. Cast
Well, I
iron.
do my bacon fat or ghee. Right.
I had a whole bunch of all I ate today. I'm trying to be good. It's been very hard to be really good, and I've been fucking trying. And today I had like nothing but eggs. Six eggs. That's pretty good. But
Nice. I get a good cast iron RL, and also Kenny, better off if you're gonna sear it in the cast iron pan with bacon fat. Forget about the oil. Just use salt, pepper, and bacon fat. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, You take one bite, your eyes are like, oh,
Good to
this
me.
is so good. So
Who doesn't
good.
have a cast iron pan?
RL.
Really?
Come on, man.
God.
Come on, man.
I've had mine for 15 years now, and I put it off getting it. My mother had
What's
it.
going to happen? What's going to happen to RL, much to his disappointment, is he's going to get a cast iron pan. He's going to season the hell out of it, and then Regan or Zoe is going to end up leaving it soaking with fucking soap and water in the sink for like 6
3
or 8
days.
hours and just ruin
Rust.
the whole thing.
Well,
happen.
you can fix that.
It's 100% that'll happen, Bingham.
I know.
Like, well,
I know.
what I did with
know you
my
can fix
lodge, what I did with my lodge cast iron, it's a little rough on the bottom. I actually took a sander, sanded it down, re-seasoned it to make it a little more non-thick.
RL says 100%.
I know. But they are the best though. When you got them seasoned up, they're just so easy to clean. So easy
Excellent.
to cook with.
Oh, yeah.
They're the best.
Well, it's also good because you can go from you can go right in the oven with them, back onto the stove.
Just
But
remember
fucking-
wear your mitts.
If you ever want to
Sometimes if you
entertain
got a lot of
yourself,
things going, you forget
on.
you got that handle.
no, you get one of those silicone handle covers.
Yeah.
But one of the best, if you ever want to go on Amazon, just go to the cast iron pans and read some of the reviews about fucking idiots that just don't realize it's not like a non-stick, and they complain the egg stuck right to it, and they show pictures because you're a fucking idiot.
The secret
Right,
is to
yeah.
get some
Learn
grease
how to
or
fucking
butter in
cook.
there to float
All
it on.
I got videos on my Instagram showing my cast iron pans because I'm so proud of how fucking well seasoned I keep them.
The first month, every time I used it, I would clean it, dry it, and then bacon fat the whole thing, and then put it away covered in bacon, just like glistening with bacon fat.
Oh yeah, mine just sits out. Mine sits out on the counter. When I wash it, I dry it with the heat from the stove. So I let the stove cook it off.
Yeah.
And then what I usually do is I don't use bacon fat. I usually just use a little bit of butter, and I swirl the butter all the way around it, and then I just leave it.
Well, when you're heating up on the stove,
Okay.
Usually I
Haven't got sick yet.
It's heating up and let it burn in before I take it off and cool.
So I got a question for you guys because we're apparently a cooking show now.
Yes. Tonight's show has been heavy-handed.
Yeah, so there's I'm the caller from Los Angeles. Caller from Los Angeles has a
First
question,
time, long time.
right? Has a question about hard-boiled eggs. So Dave and gang here, how do I go about making my hard-boiled eggs easier to peel?
Let me answer that.
Impossible.
No, I'm going to change your life. You're going to fucking love me.
Can't wait.
Let me get the link. I use something because I'm one of those guys, when it doesn't peel, I'll throw the whole fucking egg in the pail after crushing it. They have these egg makers. I have it in the kitchen. I use it because Michael has eggs every morning. I make him egg salad and with stuff. It'll cook 6 eggs or 12 eggs. Only do 6. It makes them in about 20 minutes. You put that much water in there. When you go to take the peel off, and I've been using this for over a year now, you tap it in the sink. Sometimes you just pinch the egg lightly, the peel pop right off. It's unfucking believable. But I've noticed when I make the full double tray of eggs, it's harder. So I only ever make 6 at a time. Let me get you the link from the Amazon.
So I gotta buy new kitchen shit to do this. Does anybody know how
to
hard boil an egg the old fashioned way?
I've heard of so many things about putting vinegar in the water and
I've heard that too.
To tap it and put it in a bag and shake it. Oh no, put a little water in a cup and shake it and the peel go. I did that once. The friggin' egg fell apart.
Yeah,
I think you just gotta let it cool down a little bit, and then
I'm gonna wait for Joe's. I'm gonna wait for Joe's tip here.
I got the link
because I've done all the stuff. I've it's like, oh, you boil it a certain way, and then you put it in a chilled bath after.
No, I've done all that.
None of it works. And
I'm
putting
the link in the chat so they can get it too.
I see it.
But I noticed when I was doing both tiers, it was hard to do the eggs. I do 6 at a time. And you put the eggs on there cold out of the refrigerator. You use ice cold water. And when I'm done, I just put the egg right in a bowl, put it in the fridge. And when I go to peel them, it takes seconds. I'm telling you, sometimes I'll just pinch the egg and the peel will come right off whole.
Cold roses.
Let me ask you a question, Joe and John. You guys are keeping hard-boiled eggs in the fridge and just grabbing them when you're hungry?
Yeah.
No, because I don't. It's too much of a pain in the ass to make them. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, but that's what you want to do. That's the end goal.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I like hard-boiled eggs, and I just like every time I make them, it turns into this big ordeal.
It's aggravation.
Yeah,
I was making them in the pot, and I did the whole thing. I watched YouTube videos about it. Put that much more water, let it boil, then put it down, then let it sit. I did all that, and sometimes the eggs, you fucking want to kill yourself. I want to buy another one just to have a backup, just in case they ever discontinue it. It's amazing.
The egg store?
Yeah.
I don't like.
I'm the Eggman from Pink Flamingos.
I don't like the hard-boiled eggs that you can buy at the store. They always have a funky taste.
And they're tiny.
That's because they dump chemicals on to peel it.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you open that little
what
plastic
the hell
bag
is
and there's
Ryan
that
from the
little
Midwest?
That little bit of liquid in it, and then on top of that, it always has this funky taste.
Yeah, that's out of left field, Ryan. A music question.
You ever play
Didn't Bingham just say he played a Strandberg last week?
It was really cool. It looked like a bolero on me, but it was really cool.
I agree, RL.
Are you not a hard-boiled
First time, long time. What?
You don't like them?
No, I don't care. To me, it's like I'll just cook when I'm hungry. So I just make sunny side up eggs, and at night, if I get hungry or if I'm like just bored and want to crunch on something, I'm eating a couple of pork rinds dipped in cream cheese. And boy,
when you say a couple, you mean a whole bag?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. As long as we're being
can't eat just one.
No, I am. I'm eating quite a bit.
Yeah.
Not a whole bag. I'd say half a bag.
Okay, gotcha.
But I also buy the giant tubs.
Yeah.
I buy the giant tubs of it.
Tubs of pork rinds?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
Walmart sells them.
Half a tub.
Target sells them.
I haven't seen big giant containers of them. I've only seen the grocery store size bags.
I'm sure Costco has them because Sam's
has the big 5-pound Utz or or whatever the hell it is.
I've
Next
never
time
seen
you go,
it
pick up an extra one for me, and I'll pay you when I see you. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for some pork rinds today.
There you go.
The Parmesan chips are fantastic from Costco per John Bingham, says RL.
Yeah. RL, you can make those for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, those are great. Have you had those? I think they're called like cheese wisps or something like that.
Yeah.
They're single ingredient product.
Grate some Parmesan cheese in a pan, throw in the oven, let it cook down, dry out, and you've got Parmesan chips. Yeah. That's all it is. And you can do a lot cheaper.
Or now let me just explain to you, Krellbar, since you don't really understand Bingham, myself, or RL, you can go to a store and buy them with the same ingredients already done. No one's got to sit there. Let me dry out the Parmesan.
This is the man that said
it dries out just by baking it.
The movie is better by definition because it's not a book.
That's right.
It's the same principle.
It's totally.
And you can make the chips this big.
Krellbar is like fucking Kramer and Newman in his kitchen making sausages. He's got the legs hanging everywhere. Everyone else is just going to the store and buying some sausage.
That was great when Kramer and fucking Newman
make it sound like that. I just actually cook, I guess.
Well, I cook all the time, but there's just certain things I don't want to get involved in. I don't want to get into some situation where I'm dehydrating foods and stuff. It's just like, ugh.
Like I won't make a lasagna.
Guys, I might buy an ice cream maker, a Cuisinart ice cream maker. Wow. I watched this guy make it. All you need is 2 eggs, a quart of what's the tall one called? 2 pints, a quart of heavy cream, and a little bit of sweetener, whether you want to use stevia or aspartame, and then a little bit of a splash of vanilla extract. Stir it in a bowl, pour it in the ice cream maker. You have French vanilla ice cream.
You don't even need that. Do you have a whisker? The electric mixer?
No.
I got one for $15 off Amazon. Michael's ice cream is the greatest thing you'll ever see. What you do is you're going to put a pint, it's 2 cups of heavy whipping
you
cream.
freeze the bowl.
Yeah, put the bowl in the freezer for about a half hour. Put in 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and then you beat it until it peaks. Then you put in your vanilla extract. You can put in whatever sweetener you want. It's Michael, so I put in the what do they call that?
What does peaks mean?
It, like the stalagmites in a cave. When you lift the spoon out of the cream, it should make like those, like in a cave.
Oh, okay, it's sticky.
It's you don't want it thick. You don't want to turn it into fucking butter. See, so it's called when it peaks.
Okay.
And I make it like that, but there's so many.
RL. Hey, yeah. Dave, they sell ice cream at any store.
Yeah, Dave.
Unfortunately, it's loaded with sugar and chemicals, and that's what I'm trying to avoid.
You can't have the Halo top? Is that doable? No.
Yeah. So the thing is like when it comes to Parmesan chips, the only ingredient is Parmesan. So it's like that's not. If it was like 30 ingredients, then we'd all be all ears going, "How do you make it, Krell?" Without that, but it's the same ingredient. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
whereas ice cream,
Parmesan oven, it's like it's.
I understand, but this comes in a bag, and you can eat it while you're walking around, walking slowly behind an Asian couple that are looking at the fucking St. Louis pork ribs.
Make a 3-pound bag you carry around with yourself. It's like.
But my point is, with ice cream, it's hard to find ice cream that has 0 calories. That's just made from 2 ingredients: eggs and cream.
There's a Devo documentary coming out.
Ooh.
Yeah, I started watching that.
Oh, it's already out? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I see this article, 15 best documentaries we saw at Sundance 2024. And they got the Devo documentary has 91%.
Nice.
I know. I was like, yeah.
Ryan's making the ribs.
And Dave, if you were wondering, I found all 52 Stephen King movies ranked by Tomato Meter from Rotten Tomatoes. Dead Zone came in at 5 at 89%.
Oh, that's a better list.
Yeah.
Can we do that list? I'm curious.
Sure. Where do you want me to start?
Top 20?
20. All right. Coming in.
Before we get into the list, I just want to say the one I was thinking of was a Devolution, a Devo story back from 2021. That's what I saw.
All right. Well, just to we'll make it 25. Number 25, I've never heard of. Big Driver has 50%, 50. Coming in at 24 was Carrie from 2013. That's got Chloe Grace Moretz. Pet Cemetery at number 23 with 55%, which is shocking because that's a fucking loved movie. I don't know how that got so low. 54%. Pet Cemetery from 89.
Do you want the milk pasteurized?
Or, no thanks. It's up to my boobs. What is it?
Now you got coming in at number 22, 54% Apt Pupil. Another great short story.
Oh, Apt Pupil was good.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's a crazy fucking book too.
Yeah, I like that one.
I didn't realize that was him.
Coming in at 21 is the 2009. How does the 2019 Pet Cemetery beat out the original? Get out of here. 57%. All right, now we got top 20. The Dark Half from 1993 has 59%. I guess we say rotten rating.
I have no idea what Dark Half is.
19. I remember it. The title.
Yeah. Thad Beaumont has had success writing novels under both his real name and I think the pseudonym comes alive. George Romero directed it. Coming in at 19, also with 59%, is Cujo from 1983. Coming in at 18 from last year is The Boogeyman with 60%. I watched that. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
Coming in at 17, It Chapter 2 from 2019. You can keep it.
Good.
Coming in at 16, Creep Show from 1982 at 65% fresh. Coming in at 15, I don't know. This has got to be higher. With 67% is The Running Man from 87.
It's fantastic.
Coming in at 14, 69% fresh, Cat's Eye from 85. Coming in at 13 with 70% fresh is Christine from 83.
I think Running Man should be in his top 3. Go on. Christine was
the movie is a million times better than the short story it came from, because that short story is nothing like it. Coming in at number 13 was Christine, 70%. Number 12 is The Mist with 73.
Yeah.
Once again, maybe I got to check this out. At number 11 with 78% is Dr. Sleep from 2019. Number 10, 79%, The Green Mile. I still don't like it. Number 9, I think I saw this and liked it. It's 1408 from 2007. Has 80%.
I didn't like it. With John Cusack.
And Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, I don't like John Cusack acting in a lot of things.
I like a couple movies. All right.
Just a couple movies, but.
Coming in at number 8, The Shining from 1980, 83%.
The Shining.
Number 8.
Number 8. Coming in at number 7, I've never seen this. Dolores Claiborne from 1995, 85%.
Oh, is that movie I liked?
Kathy Bates, yeah.
That's a great movie.
Should I check it out?
Was Rebecca De Mornay in that one too?
I think you're thinking of Jennifer Jason Leigh.
No, I'm thinking of Rebecca De Mornay, but I don't know if she was in that movie.
It says Kathy Bates, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Judy Parfait, and Christopher Plummer.
I love when Kathy Bates says, "I'm sorry, Dolores. All my money's tied up in cash."
All right, coming in at number 6, It from 2017, 85%. No, thank you. Number 5, 89%, The Dead Zone.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, wow.
Should be number 2.
But you got directed by David Cronenberg, so you know it's going to be good. Coming in at number 4, 91%, Misery from 1990.
Okay.
Not better than The Dead Zone.
Coming in at number 3, we have The Shawshank Redemption with 91% from.
Not better than The Dead Zone.
Coming in at number 2 with 92%, Stand By Me from 1986. And the number 1 Stephen King movie with
Maximum Overdrive.
No, fresh is Carrie from 1976. You got Sissy Spacek, Piper Laurie, William Catt, Amy Irving, and directed by Brian De Palma.
Okay, interesting.
Agreed, RL.
Yeah, it seems like The Shining should have been at the top of the list.
Shining number 1, Running Man number 2, and number 3 is Dead Zone. That's my top 3.
I personally put Creepshow in the top 5.
Out of curiosity, where's Dreamcatcher on that list?
Oh shit! I closed the tab. Hold on.
Good old
I like
Donnie.
that movie.
Good old Donnie Wahlberg. I mean,
I really like Doctor Sleep. He's saying the director's cut is great. Yeah, I like Dreamcatcher.
I feel like it was a decent movie. I haven't seen it in 100 years. But...
That is at number 40 with 28% rotten.
Wow.
What's that, 40? What's that, 40?
Dreamcatcher.
That's not that bad.
I love the movies that surround it. Right below it is The Mangler. Right above it is Sleepwalkers. And above Sleepwalkers is Creepshow 2 from 87.
I like Sleepwalkers with Alice Krieg.
Yeah, Alice Krieg, yeah.
I always thought
I like that movie. I saw Sleepwalkers in the theater.
They had a pay-per-view when I saw it.
The stupidest movie ever. I laughed so hysterically. It's at number 34. Stephen King's Night Flyer. You ever see that?
No.
It's a vampire, but the vampire lives in a fucking like a Cessna. Maximum Overdrive. Oh shit! Let's see.
Maximum Overdrive. Wait, what about Silver Bullet?
That's at number 46.
Right Gary Busey.
Right below Dark Tower. Silver Bullet. Good one.
All the trash. How about The Stand, the 8 fucking hour miniseries?
Oh, I love that though.
Yeah, that
Silver Bullet is at number 30. Has 41%.
Now there was 2 of them that came out in the 90s that was like miniseries, like epic miniseries. I think it was like The Langolier,
The Shining,
and The Stand.
No, The Stand came later.
And The Shining too.
The Stand was the first. That was huge. That was great.
Which one had Bronson Pinchot in it?
That was The Langoliers.
Yeah.
Okay.
After The Stand,
and his character's name was Mr. Toomey.
Hold on. Cold Roses just named 2 movies that I think should be in the top 10 that I loved of Stephen King's. Needful Things and Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn? Really? Top 10?
I love that movie.
I think that might be nostalgia talking.
I'll
bro.
be right
Mr.
back.
Josh,
I'm going to put the king to bed. I'll be right back.
Now he's going to say he likes Children of the Corn better than Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, I do. Let's put it this way. If they're on two things, I will definitely be watching Children of the Corn.
I don't know. So you do know Peter Horton was in it.
In which?
In Children of the Corn.
Is he Malachi?
No, that was the adult. The adult.
Oh, I have no idea. I really like Shawshank. I don't.
I believe you're thinking of Children of the Damned. Dun, 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 dun. Children of the Damned.
You know you love your Max von Sydow, RL.
Yeah, that's why I watch
Needful
Flash
Things,
Gordon.
right?
Malsace Laurent.
Was he was in Needful Things, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was him. Or was it Christopher Plummer? As they get older, I always swap them out. Actually, I think they're both in Dreamscape, which is better than any Stephen King movie. Thinner.
I did not like that.
Hilarious. Max von Sydow is the one, not Christopher Plummer.
The best thing in Thinner was Joe Montana's character.
I said Joe Montana.
Military.
Oh, I can see the resemblance, the Christopher Plummer, Max von Sydow thing. That's really
they're
funny.
always together, and they're the two of them are both in Dreamscape. Yeah, Salem's Lot, we brought that up earlier, was a good movie. I think that's David Soul in that movie, right?
Yep. And Lance Kerwin, too.
And I think they were going to refilm Thinner and have Zach Wilde play the Indian woman to replace Jakey Lee.
The Jakey Lee piece. That's funny.
And Chris Christie in the lead role.
Right. Langoliers was terrible.
Children of
especially a CGI.
Now he's walking. Oh, you know what I was listening to was I watched the thing where Dee Snider was saying that the song I Want to Rock he wrote because he was inspired by the gallop that Iron Maiden did on Run to the Hills.
Who said this? Dee Snider?
Yeah.
Yeah. I sort of hate when these guys that are like 70 years old start coming out now and telling you bullshit stories about how they wrote a song. Like there's that one that comes from Richie Blackmore that floats around in reels. He's like, oh, how I came up with, Yeah,
but he shows where he stole the songs from.
Well, he's like Smoke on the Water. He's like, oh,
that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, he's like, it's Beethoven's Fifth backwards. He's like, think about it. Bum, 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 bum. That's where I got it. And I'm like, how? It's not even close. Right. Like, I know he's saying he played it backwards, but if you make it backwards, it's still nowhere even in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's not bum, 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 bum. It's bum, 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 bum. Not bum, 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 bum.
Right.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
No, he's ridiculous. But there are some songs where he talks about like Summertime from what's his name? Ricky Nelson, that's just a complete rip. What's funny is they don't do songs like Catch the Rainbow with Dio, because that is just Little Wing. Did you guys realize that on 1983's album Born Again from Black Sabbath, that's Bev Bevan on drums?
Yeah, I knew that.
From ELO.
Yep.
I guess him and Tony Iommi have been like really close friends for 100 years.
Yeah, he's in the video for Trashed.
Yeah, he's the drummer on it.
Yep.
Fucking Bev Bevan.
Don't bring me down.
He also said when he worked with Mac in Germany, they used to double track his drums.
I believe that.
He would record them twice. He would record them once in the dry room, and then then go to the bathroom and set it up in there where it was a big live room, and try to play the exact same thing. And then Mac would mix the two together.
Is that how he did drums is that what he did for Roger Taylor too?
I don't know, but that fucking
maybe that's a secret sauce. Yeah, for Billy.
He also did Billy Squires.
Don't
Say no. Oh, I love Mac.
Oh, what's the name of that drummer? I used to remember his name.
Who?
Ugly bastard.
Bobby Chenard.
Yeah, Bobby Chenard. That's it.
Yeah. So the drummer that used to play in my band owns that kit. Owns Bobby's kit. Yeah. Oh, here's Joe's back.
Holy shit! When he wants to be dead weight, he will kill you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So on that list, somebody was asking, "Oh, where was Salem's Lot?"
Let me take a look. Really? All right, come on.
Yeah, so Hanoi Bomb said Trashed was the best song on the K-Tel metal comp from the early 80s. No, I say Mean Streak.
Did you have that album?
Yes, I did.
Well, Mean Streak's by Y&T, and that song's way better than Trash.
Yes, that's...
I don't know how or why,
and the house isn't big enough, pal. I love that. Oh, it's Steeler Green. I love that too.
What are you talking about guitar stuff for?
The K-Tel
talk about in this channel.
K-Tel this metal. Is movies and food night.
Yeah, it was Masters of Metal.
Have you guys seen the commercial? I think I brought it up last time, but I maybe I didn't. For Aspen Dental. And the couple's like, we're engaged. And then it does a commercial for Aspen Dental. So the first time I see this commercial, I'm watching it. I'm like, these motherfuckers, they got to show a lesbian couple. Everything's now, it's geared to the gays.
Always.
I'm getting pissed off. Every time the commercial comes on, I'm pissed off. The other night, I'm getting ready to go to my gig, and I'm standing next to my TV, and the commercial comes on, and I'm like so close to the screen, and I'm like, oh, it's a dude. It's the guy the whole time. Not the straight couple. I was fucking wrong.
That's really funny.
Apparently, the list is only actually theatrical release movies because Salem's Lot is not on it. The Stand ain't on it. Nothing else. That's TV, made for TV. Now I do. Let's see, where is it?
Hold on. This is for RL. First, we'll do this.
Fuck you, Dave.
And then this.
I don't give a flying fuck into a rolling donut about what Al Pacino thinks.
William Friedkin, everybody.
He's awesome.
That's funny.
I have that list from last week, the 25 best 80s action movies ranked.
Remember? Oh, yes.
Let's go.
Do you want now?
I believe I said already the number one better be a Christmas movie.
Let me just
before you hop into that list. Just out of curiosity,
I know exactly what you're talking about, Dave.
Just out of curiosity, anybody in this room here enjoy Kevin Pollak?
Yes. In some
and A Few Good Men. I liked him. He's funny.
Yeah, his imitation.
He had a special years ago called The Littlest Suspect. It was fucking great stand-up routine. Just great.
He's good.
I think Kevin Pollak's very funny.
Wasn't he the one that was
great impersonator?
He's a good Christopher Walken. It popped into my head because Kenny said something about Christopher Walken.
He's the one that was in the Usual Suspects, right?
Yeah. He's in that. He's in Grumpy Old Man.
He did Peter Falk for Peter Falk on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, he also did William Shatner.
I remember when he did the Peter Falk almost fucking fell out of the chair laughing.
Great.
Yeah, I like him.
All right, but I want to do this one list first. They got all 9 Rocky movies ranked from worst to best.
There's 9 Rocky.
There's probably more now. Well, but first of all, whoever made this list, they got to have a foot put up their ass. Starting off at number 9 is Rocky 4, the one with Dolph Lundgren.
Wait, wasn't this the top 25?
I'm getting to that. We're going to talk about this first.
Oh, okay.
This is just 9 Rockies.
The 9 Rockies. Coming in at number 8, I didn't like this. It's Rocky 5. It's the one where just Rocky's training.
Tommy Morrison.
Tommy Morrison. Coming in at 7 is Creed 2.
Okay, never saw it.
Coming in at 6 is Rocky 2. How do you give it Rocky 2 at number 6? All right, coming in at 5 was Rocky 3 with Mr. T, Clubber Lang. Hulk Hogan was in there playing Thunder Lips.
That was good, but that's when it started going a little off the rails.
It became comic booky, but it was fun at least. Number 4 is Rocky Balboa. That's that. When they
that was done well in 2006. I thought that was done well.
It's a great movie. Number 3 is Creed. Come on.
Okay.
Above
not
Rocky.
that high.
Number 2 is Creed 3.
I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna guess it shouldn't fucking be there.
And number 1, thank goodness, is Rocky. They couldn't get away from that. So I think
I can tell you I haven't seen anything after Rocky 4.
Oh, well, okay. But check out Rocky Balboa. I think you'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 25 best 80s action movies ranked. Kicking it off at number 25, Octopussy. James Bond. With
James Bond.
Roger Moore.
This is 25 out of what?
25.
The top 25 action movies of all time?
They're calling it, the 25 best 80s action movies ranked. Not all time, because all time would include the 70s, the 50s.
Right. Okay. Octopussy is horrible. I agree, RL.
Octopussy, number 25. Coming in at number 24. I love this fucking movie. Runaway Train.
What's worse? Runaway Train or the song?
Get the fuck out of here.
Going on a runaway train. I only know the song. Who was I didn't even know the movie.
You don't know the movie?
John Voight.
With John Voight and Eric Roberts?
No. Actually, I haven't seen it yet either.
Oh, and Rebecca De Mornay.
And Rebecca De Mornay. Oh, one of the greatest fucking movies. Coming in at number 23, we got Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Okay.
Which was hysterical.
That's a good one. Anything with Steven Berkoff, I'm okay with.
Hysterically spoofed in UHF by Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coming in at number 22, we got The Untouchables.
With
Sean Connery and the Dances with Wolves guy there.
Kevin Costner.
Coming in at 21, a movie that's been remade and about to be released, I think this year. It's Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze.
I can't believe there's a need to remake it.
No, there isn't, but there's brand recognition they can capitalize. There's no need to remake anything.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, that's very accurate, Joe. I think that's
coming in. Well, I got taught that by Red Letter Media when they explained it to me a couple of years back. Coming in, and if you've never seen any of their reviews, you got to check it out. Coming in at number 20, Cobra with Stallone playing Mario Cobretti. I didn't like that.
I saw that in the movies too.
And now we got number 19, Above the Law with Steven Seagal.
Actually, that of the Steven Seagal ones, that's one of the better ones. Hard to Kill, I think.
He's got a very impressive guitar collection. He owns Albert Collins guitars. I would kill to have that. Coming in at number 18, rest in peace. He passed away last week. It is Action Jackson.
Yep.
Starring Carl Weathers.
In Vanity.
Hilarious movie.
In Vanity.
What's the guy's name who plays the police chief?
Oh Christ! I saw it that one time in
what movie?
Action Jackson.
They got people listed. I don't know if it's here. They got Al Leong, Robert Davies now, Deborah White. I don't know. But Dave, I wanted to mention earlier, were you talking about the black police chief screaming? Did you ever see this? Did you ever see the Schwarzenegger movie Last Action Hero, where it's got the black police chief and all he does is scream, but he doesn't use real words. He's just screaming gibberish. It's
Craig T. Nelson.
Right. It's just.
Was it Craig T. Nelson?
What do you?
Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson's white.
Come on.
He's in Action Jackson now.
Oh, it's Bill Duke.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. We like Bill
Anytime.
Duke.
Coming in at 17, one of my all-time
We do love
movies,
Bill Duke.
Escape from New York.
Okay.
I like that snake.
Did anybody see that clip that's been on Instagram last week of Kurt Russell schooling someone who's not friendly with guns about, are you insane? Do you think that's going to stop and help people who want to get guns to defend themselves? You're going to hurt only them. The people who gonna did you see that clip? Great fucking clip.
No,
Kurt Russell loves his guns. Good for him.
Yeah, Kurt Russell must also
treasure.
be. He has to be in another. There's going to be. He's going to be on this list twice.
He better be.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, coming in at number 16, Millionaires Express. It's a Hong Kong. You got the Sammo Hung. Coming in at number 15, Aliens. I got no problem with that. That's a great fucking movie.
Great. Sci-fi action.
Coming in at number 14, in the Line of Duty number 4. This is also looks like a.
I want to watch Millionaires Express now because I like Sammo Hung.
Sammo Hung's great. Did you ever watch the show? What was that show he had on CBS? The first season was great, and then they had to bring in what's that guy? The Arsenio Hall and replace the other guy.
I never knew he had a show. No.
Oh, it's fucking great. Coming in at 13, Predator.
Okay.
So Carl Weathers was on here twice.
Carl Weathers and Bill Duke.
And Bill Duke.
Yep. Bill Duke bringing it back. Yeah.
I see.
You are one ugly son of a bitch.
The best is when Bill Duke grabs Carl Weathers and he goes, shh.
Yeah.
And Carl Weathers just thinks he's crazy and he goes, I see you. And then Carl Weathers realizes,
he's got the razor in his hand. He's like,
yeah, because he's shaving himself until he snaps it. What?
Exactly.
I fucking love that guy.
It's great.
Okay,
That's a killer movie. I like that movie still.
Great movie. Coming in at 12, Righting Wrongs. I
have no idea.
Let's see. Sounds like we got to see it though. Cynthia Rothrock.
Oh, yeah, she was that chick karate girl that was kind of big at the time.
Coming in at number 11, I don't consider this an action movie. I guess maybe Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
That's stretching it.
How is a Star Wars movie not an action movie?
Well,
yeah, it is action.
It's a broad sci-fi, not
the
action.
type of action movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming in at number 10, we got the top 10. Starting it off is To Live and Die in L.A.
No.
Who directed that? Is that
William?
Is that
it's
Friedkin?
William Friedkin. We got something by William.
On. Let me see if William's here. William, you still here?
I don't give a flying fuck into a rolling donut about what Al Pacino thinks.
Oh my God.
So this one stars Willem Dafoe. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, John Turturro as well.
Yeah, I think it was overhyped at the time. And
I'm just glad they chose this Friedkin movie and not Cruising.
You want to play with me?
Coming in at number 9, one of the greatest fucking movies ever made, RoboCop, the original RoboCop.
I do enjoy it.
Clarence Boddicker.
Clarence fucking Boddicker.
Buy that for $1.
Speaking of
I had to kill Bob Morton. Miguel Ferrar.
Miguel Ferrar.
Ronnie Cox, Bingham said, yeah. Great cast.
Coming in at number 8, we got another Jackie Chan movie. It's Project A. I've never seen it. Maybe I'll check it. His old original stuff is amazing.
Yeah, but for the 80s,
this is early. This is 1983.
I can name tons of other ones.
Coming in at number 7 is The Killer. Chow Yun-Fat.
Okay.
Yeah, I know who the actor
is
because he was in a couple movies more recently. But.
Coming in at number 6, one of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies, Commando.
With your,
he's got the guy. I forget the actor's name, but he's the one from Warriors.
Yeah.
David Patrick.
This is my weak arm, Sully. This is my weak arm. He's holding him over the cliff.
Yeah.
It's Alyssa Milano in that one too, right?
Yeah.
Played the daughter. Yeah.
And Ray Don Chong.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
the guy from Mad Max movies.
I like that movie. It's very rewatchable, but it's not one of the best. It's it should be
when he's
way lower on the list.
When he's in the shack and he throws a saw blade and chops the guy's scalp off.
The only reason that it's a good movie is because it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
I think
when he jumps out of the plane, he jumps out of the plane by like 500 feet, lands into a marsh, and he just gets up like this.
Yeah, that's no big deal. I landed in the reeds. I'm good.
Yeah. In the meantime, it's like landing on concrete. Yeah.
Coming in at number 5, a great action movie, Lethal Weapon #2.
Okay.
I wasn't big on that franchise.
I like the first few.
Well, what worries me is that if they're putting #2 here, I know #1's ahead, and what's happened displaced.
Now, I'm thinking to myself, if they have #2, #1 has to be there, but what if it's not? Because coming in at number 4, we got Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's an action movie.
Yeah.
You can't say it's not.
Huh?
Coming in at number 3, I saw this in the theater. I was 13, 14. One of the greatest movies ever made, The Road Warrior, known throughout the rest of the world as Mad Max 2, but for us, we had to call it The Road Warrior.
I always liked it. I don't think I'm as up about it as you are, Joe. I liked it. I liked it.
It's for me, it's the mob rules of Road Warrior movies. Coming in at number 2, Jackie Chan is back again with Police Story.
Okay.
Wow, Jackie Chan is number 2.
Yeah. We do like Jackie Chan, but
number 1 better be Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I was just about to say number 1, Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, Die Hard.
Well,
like I said, number 1 is going to be a Christmas movie.
I
was right.
You could have put Beverly Hills Cop in there because that was actually an action movie too.
Beverly Hills Cop is better than most of the movies named.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think Beverly Hills Cop is not an action movie. I think it's a buddy cop movie.
Well, it's a buddy cop, but that's action. It's like the very first 5 minutes.
And Steven Berkoff would have had 2 movies in the top 20. Because he's also in First Blood Part 2.
All right, so
he plays Victor Maitland.
Well, I would say swinging.
I got 2 issues with this list right now. The first issue is, where the fuck is the last dragon?
Oh yeah, Leroy.
Showing up
Leroy Green. Leroy. Love it.
And needless to say,
Big Trouble.
Big Trouble. Where's my boy James Hong? James Hong is the greatest.
I also think Midnight Run was a great action movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you told me to watch that. I got through the opening credits and I fell asleep. I got to try again.
Yeah, it's
who's in that? That's
Joey
what's the name?
De Niro and
Charles Grodin or something.
Charles Grodin is in it. Joe Pantoliano's in it. John Ashton.
What the
John
fuck
Ashton
wasn't Joe Pantoliano in the 80s?
Yeah.
Right?
John Ashton of
the Killer Pet.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Came out of the bedroom one morning. I got to go use the bathroom.
Isn't he the name of the actor that plays in all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies?
Freddy Krueger?
Isn't John
Robin
Ashton?
Englund?
Isn't no? Isn't
John Ashton
Jackson.
played the cop. He played in the first movie.
John
Saxon.
Saxon.
Oh,
Oh shit!
Saxon.
My bad.
Like
The
that
litmus
Batman
configuration.
What?
Yeah, Midnight Run's great.
All right.
Yeah, Ashton plays Officer Rosewood. I was a target. He's Judge Reinhold's partner.
Yeah, got it.
Oh yeah, Total Recall should be on that list.
I think that's 90.
It might be.
Terminator.
Yeah, I mean IMDb calls it 90.
Terminator is 1984. That's a good action movie. You can't
Better than Commando.
Well, for sure.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't even have any of those Jackie Chan movies anywhere near my list.
Right.
No disrespect. They can make their own fucking list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does kind of feel like the action movie, like getting just like completely mixed in with like kung fu movies is a little.
Yeah.
Is Bloodsport an action movie? Bloodsport was good.
Wait, they mentioned Rambo 2, but they didn't mention Rambo 1?
That was the 70s, I think, right?
First Blood.
Wait,
no, it's the 80s.
Was it?
Yeah, 1982. I saw that Christmas Day in 1982 when it first opened.
Wow.
I like First Blood better.
Huh?
Let's see.
I like the first one.
The
better.
very first one? Oh, yeah. That's the best one.
It's a more realistic movie.
Yeah, but is it more of is the first one considered an action movie or a drama?
Well,
All
There's
action movies are dramas.
He threw some people through a
Yeah,
fucking.
but-
He went and blew up the fucking police station.
Yeah, he's
No, I
basically
know.
fighting the National
They
Guard.
drew first blood. Oh, it's like what?
Adrian.
Setting booby traps.
I'm gonna get craft services out of his mouth and get him in front of a.
Let's see.
Colors. That was what's his name? Sean Penn and
That's Sean
Robert
Penn
Duvall.
and Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
There's more like crime
Conan
drama.
No Conan
that's
the
crime
Destroyer on that list, huh?
Yeah,
was it Coming
Yeah,
to America an action film?
Right?
But but now that you think of it, the Beverly Hills Cop movies were action movies.
I
I
think
said
so.
that earlier. I said that earlier.
You know,
First of all, I think Ronnie Cox was terribly overlooked.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, wait, no, they did have RoboCop in there.
Ronnie Cox has to think about his whole life before he makes a RoboCop movie.
Ronnie Cox was terrible in Deliverance. Playing the guitar.
You know what I watched? I watched Kingpin today in the background of my workday.
Yeah.
So
What are you
fucking
doing,
good.
Mr. What was his name? Mr. Flossin. Flossin? Where did I get Munson from?
Oh. Right. Oh, it's so goddamn good.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
Kingpin's called.
Yeah. Hugh McCracken. No, is
I'm
it
looking,
Hugh McCracken?
I'm looking through my movie list
Bill
that all the stuff that I own.
RL
Looking for
says, you know what the Bible says about watching movies at work?
It's against it. That's so funny.
It really is. Folks, Howie's back.
Who's Harry Crumb? Is that an action movie?
Oh, that's gold.
He's a black
an
belt in
action movie,
Aikido. And he's got the boots to match.
Oh, it's fucking Harry Crumb is one of my favorites.
You guys are still talking about movies.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't do any music.
Tonight was a
I know
movie
something you-
and cooking show.
I know something you'll never figure out. You find this crazy typewriter, you got your man.
That's right.
You're an idiot. I love when she just calls him an idiot. You're an idiot.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, you missed the food segment. We went hardcore on food. You ever see the movie Who's Harry Crumb from the 80s?
Again, probably, but no recall of it.
Oh, he's such an imbecile.
Candy.
He
That's
goes in
not the
undercover.
one about the big ape with the family, or is that Harry and the Hendersons?
That's
No,
right.
it's
Yeah.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Bigfoot.
John Lithgow.
Harry and the- Yeah.
No, this is John
But, yeah.
Candy, Annie Potts.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah, he
saw
goes.
it.
Ruthless People was also great, but in this movie, he goes in and pretends he's like this guy. He's undercover, and he's like, "I am from Budapest." They go, "Oh, hungry? No, thank you. I had a falafel for lunch."
So stupid.
Oh, Jesus.
Classic lines.
But it's John Candy, so it's fucking gold.
Oh yeah, there's that scene in Splash where they're trying to break into a tank where the mermaid was, and it's a bunch of Swedish doctors, and they get stopped by a Swedish doctors, and John Candy starts speaking Swedish. He's like, he says he has an 18-inch dick, and they go, "Yeah, come on through."
I love that in the chat here, people are desperately trying to talk about guitars and pickups, and you guys are just totally ignoring that.
Oh, he's saying Adventures.
Oh,
No, this guy's.
there's a chat now.
We talked about corn oil, action movies, and Stephen King. That's all.
What? SG with a P90 in the neck. No.
I am
Humbucker.
Dejin Delios. Can you spell that? No, try it with a D.
See? Just humbucker. There you go. We talked about guitars. Done.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Humbucker,
Oh.
humbucker,
And
humbucker.
how's speaking of guitars and amplification? How is the Bad Cat seems to be? You know what's funny is on my Facebook, Bad Cat is like in my feed every 2 seconds.
What about Brad
And
Cat?
Brad Cat's in there too. No, Bad Cat's in there.
Well, that's because your
People-
computer's listening to you right now, so everything you talk.
No, it's my phone, and And so, but if I pop in here, people are in Bingham. You're on. Everybody's like, someone asks a question. Bingham's just like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, John.
No, seriously, Bingham's answering it.
John, you are very omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent on that site.
Yeah, somebody's got to be. This is why I've got more gray hairs in my beard than I ever had before, and
yeah,
it's very difficult to stay true to the diet. Trying so desperately, but every day I'm just like pulling my hair out. I'm gonna make some.
Oh yeah, well, it seems like people are asking questions like, I saw this one and this one's a little bright. That's awful.
It sounds brighter than I want it to sound. Well, why'd you buy it?
There's a treble knob. Turn it down, asshole.
But I like the way the treble knob looks when it's at 1 o'clock.
Exactly. That's exactly the issue.
It's got that smooth, chimey, buttery sound.
Yeah. It's that warm, bright.
What?
I wanted more of a buttery sound. This one sounds more margarine-y.
You got something clanky? I like that clanky, grindy.
What was his name, John?
Your guitar sounds ghee.
Isn't she a beauty?
Yeah, it's earthy and woody. It's very earthy and woody.
What was the guy from not Taylor Guitar from R? You know, Taylor Guitars had a side company called R Taylor.
Yeah, it's Jumpin' John DiMaggio.
And this guy used to come into the store to show samples to me and John, and he'd strum it, and we'd be like, "Oh, that's nice." He goes, "Oh, isn't that buttery? Isn't that like just sugary?" Me and John look at each other, go, "What?" Like an Arizona sunset.
Yeah.
Did you get a little bit of an erection when he said that like that?
Oh no, it's just like, what the fuck is he talking about? The guitar's buttery. We're like, it sounds nice. Oh, isn't that syrupy? What the fuck are we talking about here? And so there's a South Park bit where the coffee and the guy he's like an Arizona sunset, like a sweater fresh out of the dryer. He's just drinking like coffee. This is what it reminds him of.
Get
a
the
sweater
keys,
fresh out of the dryer. Yeah.
You ever take the jelly donut, but you take out all the jelly?
Junior, get the honey.
Get the honey. We haven't played that clip in a while.
I don't have that clip. That's one I gotta put in the queue.
Did I send Dave? I sent a bunch of people today, and I'm not sure, a comedian doing a bit on Guitar Center. Did I send that to you? Oh my God, I got to send it to you. You're gonna want to play.
It was good.
It's unbelievably funny. Let's see if I can.
I saw that one.
Was it on Instagram or something? Instagram is more interesting to me right now than Facebook. Facebook, it's... Oh, hold on. Let me show John's guitar.
You guys ever see one of these before? You ever see one? It's called a Strat. It's a very unique design. I designed it all myself.
Is that a USA Strat or is that a Mexican Strat?
That is a Warmoth Strat.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I designed it all myself. It's my own unique design.
Yeah. You just let me see that bridge. That bridge looks like a modern.
Oh, the bridge. Oh, sure. We've got.
Oh, yeah, it's a deluxe.
It's a Godot bridge.
Oh, it's a Godot 10.
It's a Godot bridge. It's a 510 bridge, but it's the 6-hole 510 bridge.
Right.
And it's got the DiMaggio pickups in it.
Nice.
I can't find it right now.
What are those? They're area
58.
Area
is that the one? Is that the setup that I use?
It's the
54 on the bridge. Yeah.
And the 60 something.
Oh, 61 and 58.
Yeah. I think no, these two are the same.
Oh, 58, 58. That's how I do it.
Those are both 60. Those might be 61s.
Oh, okay. 54. And a 54.
Because I think I started with it being like 61, 61, and then something else that I thought was too bright there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm lying, though. I changed it again because our friend Howard had suggested that I use a different pickup there, and I did. Howie, what's the pickup I put in the bridge of my Strat?
Well, Johnny, I can't remember. I think it was Virtual Solo.
Yeah, it's whatever you use. You just told me to get it because it's awesome.
Virtual Solo.
Yeah, so that's
okay. The Virtual Solo is the DP.
420.
I have
maybe?
that. I like that pickup.
Dave, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is that a Les Paul behind you?
That is, yes. Here, let me. This is my
that the
buddy's
one with the
Paul.
low action?
Dave, is that
Al?
the one with the low action?
Oh, it was insanely low. It's like where
this I've had for 2 days.
Oh, okay.
This is my buddy Al's Les Paul, who would like me to sell it for him.
No way.
Studio.
Beautiful.
Now you can't. It's a studio, but you can't really see. It's not black. It's actually like a midnight blue burst.
So you mean
I don't
purple?
think you can.
Oh, there you go. You can
No,
see.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
blue,
there we
see?
Wow.
It's blue.
Yeah, it's a dark blue.
And
It looks
Yeah.
like it's got a nice flame to it too, but you can barely see it because of the light.
yeah.
It got a nice grain, I guess they'd say.
Yeah, so it's I would call this a slim style neck. It's not my cup of tea. As you can see, the salesman that I am. It's not great. No, it's but it sounds good, and it's got like these push pulls he's got here. If you want to split the coils, and
Is it
I
buttery?
believe these are burst. It's very buttery. It's great on toast. It's a these are Burstbucker Pro pickups.
Yeah.
The Alnico 5 Burstbucker Pros. I mean, the neck could be darker. Could use some staining if anyone wants to watch some YouTube videos on how to dye a neck.
I wonder if that guitar
I
came
watched
from.
one video once on it, and 900. And I don't even care. I would never do it. It just showed up in my feed. Now it's like 400 guys doing videos on dye. I'm like, I don't care.
Well, so that guitar's got that insignia on the headstock, the Les Paul 100, whatever it says, and the brass nut. So that's got to be what, 2016?
I think it's 15.
What does it
It
say
says
on
it
the
here.
headstock? First and fifth, right?
2015.
Okay.
No, it says in this guitar, it says made in USA 2015 model.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if that was one of the years where like they weren't putting rosewood on anything because they got.
Oh yeah.
They had big problems with rosewood like around that time. I don't remember what year that
Did
was.
the FBI go in and raid them and stuff?
it's
like
ridiculous.
That at that point?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could
it
be.
wasn't
But anyways,
just
this
the
could be.
rosewood. They seized a bunch of wood.
How much does your buddy want for it? Can we say that in public?
I think he's asking for like 11 or 12.
That's fair these days.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a nice case.
It comes with the case?
Yeah. It's got a nice case that I will increase the price with. No, just kidding.
2000.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, it's a Paul. I'm not fans of Pauls. Like, I mean, I like them fine, especially if you like drop tune them. I think they have a cool growl to them, but for the most part,
your salesmanship really went to shit, didn't it?
because I don't care. The thing is, if like, unless I'm playing Paul Kossoff licks, otherwise, or I'm going to play Cities in Flames with Rock. You guys ever hear that? What song came on the other? Joan Crawford has risen from the grave. That song is awful.
Yep, it is. It's terrible.
That whole record stinks. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
When they hit hard, but when they missed, holy fuck.
Who are you talking about?
They were a Long Island.
Who?
What was that?
Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, Blue Oyster Cult.
Something or another, like something or another fire. I can't remember what that record's called.
Fire of an Unknown Origin.
Oh yeah.
I think they just made an announcement that they're actually got a new record coming out.
Yeah.
Like today or yesterday.
Yeah.
It's
Weren't they
interesting.
from Long Island or something?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. That area.
But Joan Crawford, what's that other terrible song they had? I mean, they had some good ones. I think Cities in Flames and Rock and Roll's awesome, and I love that stupid song. Oh, no.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't come to mind. No, they had some classics. They had Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh, Dominant Submission.
Burning for You. They had Godzilla.
Yeah.
You know, you see me now a veteran of 1,000 psychic wars.
That's a great song.
I fucking love that song.
That's
that's
the
the only
best
song I can play drums to.
What's that
That's a
song they
great
did in
song.
the 80s? They had a pot. They had a
They
video.
had Shooting Shark
Is that the
and
one?
Take Me Away.
Take Me Away.
I lift my head up to that, which I love that song. But all these songs, most of these songs are in the 80s.
I saw them.
Fire of Unknown Origins.
Was it
81.
2 years ago, maybe two and a half years ago? I saw them open up for Cheap Trick here at the Orange County Fair outdoor venue, and they were fantastic.
Were they good? Yeah.
Great, super entertaining. They all looked like they were having a blast. I mean, it was great.
You know what I did today I thought was kind of interesting as I was driving in the car and I'm listening to some later Van Halen. It just happened. One of them came on and I was like, oh, I forgot about this song. It was that, you guys remember that song? It was a Sammy Hagar song and it was like, don't tell me what love can do. Like the riff is just like boom, 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 boom.
Oh, it's something like I Can't Stop Loving You or something like that.
No, it was
Loving.
No, it's okay. So you guys don't remember the song. It's like Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. Can't Stop Loving You was also on the same record.
Oh, Balance.
Yeah, it's like 95.
These are songs off Balance.
So I'm listening to that song and it made me think, I remember they did a couple of songs with DLR in that same era that they put out on the Best Of record, like Me Wise Magic. If you remember Me Wise Magic.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. and there was another one, Can't Get This Stuff No More. Can't Get This Stuff No More I thought was great. Love that song. I still think it's a good song.
Is it?
The thing I thought was neat about it was
love.
Huh?
No, don't. Why can't this be love?
Yeah, that's on 5150.
I like that
way
song.
earlier.
That's awful.
You just got to get into it here. Anyway, the reason I brought it up is you listen to the production of the DLR songs and the Sammy Hagar songs from that same era where he's clearly using either his Soldano or his 5150 and it's all chorused out and everything. It's just funny to me how much different the band sounds with Sammy singing than with Dave singing. And there's no other difference. You listen to the production of those two songs side by side.
Yeah, but wasn't
like there's that 90s Eddie tone, which is not great. It's thin and it's all chorused out and over compressed. And yet for some reason when Dave is singing, it still sounds all right.
I don't remember how Me Wise Magic sounded. Are you sure he didn't record that track like way back earlier and then they sort of mixed it in the 90s?
If they did something like that, they still added all the modern effects that he was using.
Okay.
Because you hear all the
John saying that it's the same shit. It just sounds better when it's against his voice.
Okay,
yeah, it's just funny how that like dynamic, at least when I was listening to it, how it kind of played out. For whatever reason, it worked better with Dave.
Agree with me on something. So I was talking to a student of mine today because I watched a video where someone was like, Hendrix was he was the one guy that came out and changed everything and nobody has ever done anything like that since. And I was like, well, I don't agree with that at all. I think Van Halen, when he came out in 78, was as big a stun to the business as Hendrix was, if not more.
Define,
and then I would say...
Wait a minute. Define stun to the business. Do you mean guitar players or what do you mean?
Yeah, guitar players going, what the hell is going on? There's a new kid in the block and we got to relearn our instruments. You know, we got to relook at this instrument in a different way. I mean, I watched a video. Oh, you know, it might have been Hendrix, but he talked about like Ace Frehley started showing his tapping skills. And honestly, I'm like, I've heard better at Guitar Center. And that's embarrassing. It was horrendous.
This might be an unpopular opinion. I still think in that regard, like as to how it changed the way guitar players look, I think nobody had a bigger influence on changing the scope of guitar playing, pushing it forward than Yngwie. Fight me on
that. You beat me to my
punch.
Well,
that was the next one. I was going to say that was the one after Van Halen.
Now I knew Dave was heading towards Yngwie.
Well, the point, my thing was, I was going to say was Van Halen came out in 78, and then it wasn't that much longer Randy Rhoads came out and everyone was like, Randy Rhoads is this and Randy Rhoads is that. And I love Randy. And I think if you said to me, does Eddie Van Halen have a solo that's better than the solo for Mr. Crowley? I would say no. I think Crowley's a really well thought out written solo, but he's really, and to Eddie's credit, because Eddie does say this, he's really just doing the same shit. I mean, he doesn't do anything new to the guitar that Eddie hasn't already done in the 4 years that he was already out, or 3 years. But when Yngwie came out, everybody again had to reassess what they were doing on the instrument, and it woke a lot of people up. And people can argue and say that Dimiola was doing that speed thing. It's not the same.
I think that Uli Roth was doing it with the Scorpions. I think it's
he touched upon it,
but Scorpions just weren't worldwide at that point. They didn't have the appeal of the songs that Matthias Japs wrote later on.
Yeah.
Well, I think Matthias definitely was a more commercial conscious player.
Well, I'm talking about the songwriting. I think if you had maybe the commercial songs with Uli's playing, it might have been a bigger thing.
But that's the problem. I think Rudolph wrote the songs and Uli made them more self-indulgent. Whereas because the beginning of I don't think you're going to have Uli write that line in a million years. He would have played, but that's where he's not.
A song like "Sales of Sharon" was a big. But then again, if you look at it, like Yngwie wasn't that commercially appealing either. He had dark European sounding songs, but somehow, it might have been.
I'm a huge Uli fan, but I think that he still doesn't. Didn't have the what Yngwie, when Yngwie came out with that fucking Alcatraz record, I can still remember being 15 hearing it going,
Me too.
Yeah.
Fuck Gary Moore. I remember seriously because I literally had just heard End of the World like a week before from Gary Moore on Corridors of Power. And then I hear Yngwie and I'm like, hike the fucking football. What the hell is going on here?
It changed the game. It changed the whole fucking.
It has to do with timing too.
Ed Dana, yes, Ed Dana's making a point that Page was more. I think Page was more influential than all of them. But Page was still playing. He was still playing what we call traditional guitar. His creativity and writing was far, above, I believe. But as far as what creating on the guitar, what these guys were doing, when Yngwie came out with all that, harmonic minor shit, it was like, and I remember reading it in the magazines thinking the scale was like, when you just find out it's just a two-string, you know what I mean? Like, they try to fuck us. They were like, here, these little kids are going to fucking be home all week trying to figure out that this position's wrong.
And I still remember the tablature.
Wolf Marshall, I'll get you.
Hiroshima Mon Amour, the tablature. Yeah, it was all
it was absurd. They may as well have just said he's using his fucking middle toe here. I would have been like, well, how am I getting this riff? That when you figure out that he's playing two notes of that type of thing, you're like, oh, okay. Well, this guy has me playing it over 4 strings here, and I feel like I'm an idiot. I'll get you, Wolf Marshall, if it's the last thing I do.
There's a Steve Vai blurb that keeps coming across my Instagram feeds like a reel, where he mentions that to him there were 3 kind of, I don't know if he said hallmarks or pinnacles or whatever, but he said there are 3 that really changed the game. And of course he says Hendrix, EVH, and Yngwie.
Yeah,
he acknowledges the same thing.
For rock and roll, I think 100%. Some could argue George Lynch, and I'm totally fucking kidding here, guys. Please understand.
Dave, speaking of real, I sent you in the back in the messenger link this Guitar Center guy. I don't know if you can if you can play that here or not.
I won't be because if it's copywritten, they'll fucking zing me.
Oh, okay.
They'll shut the video down.
I can put the link.
Yeah, share it because it's absolutely.
Oh, the link.
I saw it today for the first time. It's
I gotta go in it.
Curious.
Hold on.
That's funny. I can't believe it's raining again. I thought it was supposed to be done raining for the week.
It's raining again.
That friggin' super tramp.
I thought you were going to sing it.
My life took a spin.
That melody started out as "It's Raining Men." I thought you were singing that song. It's raining.
No.
All right, I'm gonna criticize people and make my wife mad because she's in earshot. Have you seen this stuff where Facebook now enables you to mark yourself safe from rain?
Oh,
Howie, you're in LA. Have you seen this?
I've seen other people. People have been marking themselves safe from everything.
Jesus.
A friend of mine marked himself safe from watching the Grammys the other night.
That's hilarious. That's a good one.
I think most are like safe from responsibility.
But I mean, like, all right, I'll be the one that says it, right? So if you are the one individual who gets washed into an the LA River, and you have to get rescued by a helicopter, maybe you're not the brightest fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, how in the world do you get washed into the LA River? If you're not a toddler, I'll give you you get a pass if you're 3. But
what if you're homeless and your encampment is next to the LA River?
Well, it's the first shower you had in a long time.
Yeah, could use it. Have you guys seen? What's the name of that black guy from the 80s? What's the black guy guitar player plays like a Jackson?
Stanley Jordan.
Greg?
No. Long hair, looks like T.M. Stevens, but he plays guitar.
Spacey T.
Could be
Tony McAlpine.
Tony McAlpine.
Tony McAlpine.
He played BC Riches.
No, it wasn't Tony McAlpine. Anyways, this guy and George Lynch did a blues thing, so I was looking for it to show my students.
Oh, you're talking about Larry Miller there.
Thank you, Larry Miller. That's it.
The cowboy hat. You talked about this before.
Right. Okay. So today, as I popped it open, and there was a video of Richie Kotzen and Paul Gilbert and George Lynch playing like. It sounded like they were playing over Do You Feel Like We Do, and each guy was taking a solo. And I got to tell you, I'll never play polka with Paul Gilbert after seeing this video. He is watching George Lynch with a smile on his face, like shaking his head like it sounds good. You listen to George Lynch playing, and it's like, can somebody give this guy a fucking hand or something? Unplug him, do something. It sounds awful. But Paul Gilbert the whole time is like smiling, going, yeah. I'm like, this motherfucker's got aces.
What year is that from?
I wonder if that's from the show that I saw.
It's unbelievable. What did you think of? What did you think of George Lynch when you saw him?
Oh, he was terrible. I felt bad. I felt bad for him.
He really. It's unbelievable.
Well, he was just like considerably out. He was just outclassed when I saw him, and I just felt bad for him because it's like how do you keep up with that? You know, I couldn't keep up with George Lynch, let alone keeping up with Paul Gilbert, and Richie too.
The funny thing is, Gilbert plays a bunch of traditional style licks, and granted, he's fucking incredible and he sounds great, but just do what you do. But he gets
2009.
He's up there like playing like what? Someone showed you that lick, and you
was he wearing the fingerless gloves?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the show from like 2009 or 10 or whatever.
Oh my god! You guys got to see this thing. You got to watch it in your own time. You got to
send me the link on Facebook.
Is it okay? So during that, and I've mentioned this before, during that bit where they're all doing like the combined like you solo, that sort of thing. You can watch George cutting his volume control on his guitar in the background and trying to work something out until it's his turn. And then he pulls his volume back up and starts trying to play it and falls apart. Oof. That's why you just felt bad for him when you were watching it.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't have... Look, if you're a fan of George Lynch on this channel, please turn this channel off at this point right now. And if there are children in the room, no. Honestly, it's embarrassing. And as a kid, I remember thinking when Dawkins first came out, I was like, this stuff, and I loved it all. And then when I got to see him, we went to like one of the company's shows, and it was like a private thing, and Lynch was there and Paul Gilbert was there, and this was in Long Beach, and we were watching him play, and it was like, what the fuck am I watching here? It was like, just hit anything, just play whatever. Keys. Oh, is that the link there?
Yeah, it's a Facebook video though. I couldn't find one on YouTube. It's 2000.
I watched it on YouTube.
I felt like
Dave, is that link that you posted above the bit on Guitar Center? You
yes.
That? Yeah. Anybody who's
it says Facebook.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a Facebook reel, but you have to watch. It's maybe 3 or 4 minutes long, but this guy's talking about Guitar Center. It's absolutely hilarious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. I'm just going to go to my history and pull out that video for you, Krell.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. History. I thought Lynch had some good melodic sensibilities at some point in time. I don't know if he was ever the most technical, but
I think the best thing George Lynch did was the first Lynch Mob record. He's on fire.
Yeah, that is.
Oh yeah, you're talking.
I agree.
90?
I agree. 90. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I even think of like Unchain the Night, like that. The intro to that solo, the Unchain the Light solo it's a good solo.
Yeah, but the sound on Lynch Mob is.
I think my favorite solo by him was off of Dream Warriors.
It's in the chat now. I just posted it.
I always like Kiss of Death.
That's a good one too.
All of a sudden, a bunch of George Lynch fans coming out of the shadows here.
Well, I got to tell you, see, I loved the album Tooth and Nail. When that record Tooth and Nail came out, I was like, this is fucking great. I love Alone Again. I liked Into the Fire. Just Got Lucky.
Yeah.
I thought Just Got Lucky was a great track.
Cool. I thought the first 3 Dokken records were kind of weak sounding. I thought the guitar tone was weak. The playing was
the tone is horrendous.
Back for the Attack was the first somewhat
Back for the Attack was great.
But none of them hold a candle to the first Lynch Mob record for me. The production, the songs, the playing, and everything's like.
Oh, well, I do like that major. Just Got Lucky had that kind of dominant seven feel on a major chord, which is kind of the Warren DeMartini thing.
Is that Oni Logan on vocals?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who did the vocals on the second Lynch Mob?
Robert Mason.
Yeah, the guy he tours with Warrant. Yeah,
great guy.
Good singer.
Very funny guy too. He's got our sense of humor.
Yeah.
Was it the second one that they did that cover of Tie Your Mother Down?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was in high school, I was listening to those records. I haven't spent a lot of time with it now, like as a grown up.
But don't you think the later, I mean, like, I don't know what's the guy's name. I think you said you were friends. There was a guy in a band called Fifth Angel, but I think it's a different guy that you knew. But there was a lot of, as the 80s progressed, a lot of great players. The guys in that Kick-Axe band were good players.
The guy's name Bird, Fifth Angel?
I think James Bird. I think that's the guy that's not on the second album. The album with Midnight Love. I forget the guy's name that played that solo.
Look, the first wave of everything on Shrapnel, Vinnie Moore, Paul Gilbert, Tony McAlpine, that stuff was all brilliant. All of those guys were amazing. Greg Howe's first record is amazing. They had chops, they had feel. I mean, it was
the problem. I got to tell you is I saw Yngwie live back then, and Vinnie Moore was opening, and Joe Stump was opening for him.
What?
It was Joe Stump.
I mean, I heard you, but
Vinnie Moore. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, I don't think this was a thing, Dave. And your face is giving this up as a tell.
100% it's a thing. I'll tell you what was funny
no way Yngwie would have let those guys open for him at that point. No way.
100%. And let me just tell you this. When Yngwie played the first 2 notes with the stage was still dark and he was just warming up like 2 notes, it was like, stick the fucking fork in. These other 2 fools are done. His tone ate those fuckers up. First of all, Joe Stump's tone, and this was back in the time when I had taken a few lessons from him. His tone was so abominable. I was like, get back on your crate in your fucking bedroom. But get off this Marshall. Your tone is rotten. You couldn't even hear him. It was just terrible. And then Vinnie Moore's guitar tone was horrendous. He was playing as fast as he could. You couldn't hear articulation in one note. It just sounds.
Sorry, man.
That's tough to believe.
No way. Yngwie.
And then
Yngwie would never have let those two guys. I think you're
look up. Hold on. Nope. Go online. I'm going to Google it right now. Anyone look up Yngwie Malmsteen live at the Channel in Boston.
What year?
I want to say 91, maybe.
Vinnie Moore was touring Meltdown in 91, but he was on his own. And he opened some shows for Rush, actually.
Watch this. Krellby, did you find it?
Oh, I can't believe Yngwie would allow that to happen in those days.
I'm telling you, that was the show. I saw it at the Channel. It was Joe Stump, Vinnie Moore, Yngwie.
And Yngwie wasn't touring in 91. He didn't have a record out.
Hold on. It could have been 92. Let me just.
92,
well, the Live in Leningrad thing.
92 was Fire and Ice, and he was doing a club tour. But he, in Buffalo, he just had a local opener.
What is this? From 1,000 Cuts? Oh, that's not the Channel. Hold on.
I'm having trouble.
Why is it giving me YouTube videos first? Don't give me
all the time. It's called Time Odyssey.
Great album.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. And that's why I was surprised. He says he doesn't have articulation. I mean, that tone on there is so clean that he has on Time Odyssey. And
right, but when Meltdown came out like 2 or 3 years later, and everything was kind of funky at that point, Meltdown is fucking brilliant. Such a great record.
I've got that.
It's not as neoclassical. If I remember, Meltdown he was trying to be a little bit more.
It's got soul and funk to it. It was so great.
You know, it's funny. Jordan Rudess, the keyboard player from Dream Theater, was on Time Odyssey. He did all the keys for that Vinnie Moore record.
He's also going to fill in doing this upcoming Dixie Dregs reunion.
Yep.
Oh, he is?
I think the drummer for Time Odyssey was Joe Franco.
It is.
Yeah.
Or was.
Who's the guy that was playing drums for Journey? I think maybe he got fired for like
Dean Castronovo
or whatever.
Dean Castronovo.
Oh yeah, Dean Castronovo.
He's back.
Was he the drummer on like
Dr. Mastermind?
I feel like he was a drummer on like the earliest like either Cacophony or Marty Friedman's solo records or something.
Wild Dogs and Dr. Mastermind. He did those on Shrapnel.
And he played on a lot of the other guitar play. I think that Project Drivers, was that Dean Castronovo?
No, that's Tommy Aldridge on that.
Tommy Aldridge.
That record the other day.
I only knew his name because of some early stupid Shrapnel records that I had.
Yeah, he popped up on a lot of those records for other players still.
Yeah. He was the drummer on Dragon's Kiss. Great fucking stupid name. Marty Friedman, Dragon's Kiss.
But he also went on to he did the Hardline record with Neil Schon.
It looks like Yngwie played there in 90.
Okay.
I'm trying to get exact dates.
Well, Odyssey was the album before that in 89.
No, Eclipse.
No, 90.
Eclipse came out.
Eclipse is
came
90.
out in 90.
Yep. That's the one with Bedroom Eyes.
I'm trying to remember. I used to listen to all that crap when I was in like high school. I was all listening to Yngwie and all that stuff.
Crap.
I say a lovingly crap. You know what I mean? Something. I don't know what it is about good sex that makes me have to crap. It's from
that's Kingpin.
Lynn
Shay. Yeah.
Oh, the new what is it? The new Mentadin's in? What is he?
Right.
When he
I already read this one.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, how weird is this? This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with everything.
Oh, here we go.
Dave is boring me with looking stuff up, trying to prove a point. So I just literally
I found the date.
Let me finish my point here, please. I'm on my desktop computer here. I clicked my Facebook tab and hit refresh. I don't follow him. I'm not friends with him on Facebook. The first thing that comes up is Dean Castronovo's page. That is fucked up.
Yeah, that's a little concerning.
Wow.
And it's a picture, a selfie he took on the Journey private plane on his way to Miami. This is scary shit, man.
Are you on your phone right now, Howard?
I'm looking now.
No, it's over here.
No, that's a regular camera. Thought maybe
This
I had
is
it propped up on it.
This is entertainment. Just waiting 5 minutes for Dave to find a date.
Oh no, because I'm on their website and they list. Oh, Devo played there, and I missed that. Oh, I just jumped.
Are you going through their last 30 years of calendars?
Yeah, well, I know I'm going to where they have like everything because they closed not too long after Yngwie closed the dump.
Somebody's talking about Marty Friedman. Paul Hackett's talking about Marty Friedman's solo records. He had this record called Introduction, and it's the first one that I got because I didn't know anything. I never heard any of his solo songs. And I swear to God, every single song on there sounded like it belonged in a Gillette for Men commercial. It was like fake keyboard synthesizer, like symphony sort of sounding stuff. All the guitars were clean and everything. Big cymbal swells on everything. It was just like, oh my God, this is not what I expected from Marty Friedman.
Have you seen the interview with Carrot Top where they're talking about Gene Simmons? No. And Gene Simmons says to him, "What do you do to make money on the side when you're not doing this?" And he tells Gene that he writes jingles and that he wrote by Menon. And Gene believes it all the way down. Like,
that's hilarious.
It's a funny bit. When he's talking about it.
So everybody makes fun of Yngwie for being chunky in the in the 90s when he was a little chunky or whatever. And Chris Valdez just points out Yngwie doesn't like donuts because people like to make fun of the poor guy for that. But John Thompson, the guy who owns Bad Cat, tells this story every once in a while. He's like, when I was like 18 years old, he's like working for, he said he was working for as a runner for some record company. And he got the handler position for Yngwie when Yngwie was recording something in LA. And he was brand new. I think it was the the Steeler days or something. He would say,
"There's no Yngwie didn't have enough money to have a handler then because that's 83."
No, he was not a handler, but he was like running for the studio.
Oh yeah, he's a runner.
He didn't have a car or anything. Like he's talking about Yngwie didn't have a car.
That's probably when he signed with Polydor, so probably around 85 would be my guess.
Yeah, maybe. But the thing that was funny about it is he's just telling me that he's like, I've never met a guy in my life who liked Carl's Jr. more than that guy. He was like every single day he'd be like, "Hey man, take me to Carl's Jr. Take me to Carl's Jr." And he would just load up at Carl's Jr.
I just want to defend Yngwie for a moment. Carl's Jr. in the 80s was brilliant.
I'm sure.
It was great. The 90s were not good to Carl's Jr. That place went down dumps, but it used to be a great burger. I loved Carl's Jr. in the 80s.
Knowing how I was when I was like 19, 20 years old, it makes perfect sense to me that Yngwie could also be like that. Your metabolism actually works when you're that age. You just pile down burgers. It doesn't matter.
Of course. And he came from a country. He was probably here for less than 2 years at that point from a country that probably didn't have any fast food.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I always like that. Anyway, aside from that, he's an amazing guitar player.
He's fantastic.
That's all
right, folks, it's getting late here. You guys ready to call it quits? Hey, Zim, what's happening? Yeah, Hardee's. Hardee's is the East Coast version now of Carl's Jr.
It's the same thing, just a different name. Same burgers, same.
Yeah, same exactly.
All the fast food stuff nowadays.
On the West Coast, you guys have
In-N-Out. In-N-Out.
What do you have?
Do you guys have Edie's ice cream? Is it Edie's over there, or is it
no.
Dryers? You guys have Dryers.
Yeah.
The Dryers and Edie's is the same brand. It's on the East Coast, they call it Edie's. On the West Coast, it's Dryers.
Is Dryers?
We also have Breyers.
I was going to say, is Breyers the same thing? Because in the Midwest, it was always Breyers.
No, Breyers is a different company. Dryers.
Okay. My Ralph's has both Breyers and Dryers.
Yeah, Dryers is different. That's Edie's. Okay. Zim, I'll send you a link next week for sure. Then you come on when you want. Yeah, Breyers and Dryers are two different things. But Dryers and Edie's, and then they have the Dryers, the Grand, like the nicer, higher end dryers, the grand, whatever, the creamier, more calorie stuff. And they have the same with Edie's here. Yeah.
All right.
Didn't they have Swedish fish? Well, back there they just called them fish.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's right.
That's really
Yeah,
funny.
is that where he's from? Sweden? He's from Sweden?
Stockholm, yeah.
I wonder if
From
they have
Sweden,
fast food there. They got to have fast food now.
Now they do, but back then probably not.
All right, so
Yeah.
what's his real name? Because it's definitely not Ingve
Lars Lannerback. Something. It's Lars is his first name. Lannerback's his real last name, and then there's like a couple of middle names.
I thought it was John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Lars Johann.
Yeah, Johannes.
Lars
is his
Johann
name.
Lannerback something.
So I wonder at one point
That's
he was
lovely.
like, I need a good stage name, something that's really going to catch.
Well,
Oh, I know what the Americans will like.
the name.
Call myself Ingve.
The name is actually Ingve. It's Yngve. He sort of quote unquote in his mind Americanized the word Ingve, but somebody
Needs a
explained to me
vowel.
it's kind of like they said picture it as being a name that like only people from maybe 100 years ago had. Like it's our version of Bertha or Martha. Like people just don't get that name anymore.
Oh, that's
So
great.
that's kind of what I was explaining. And then he like Americanized it with WIE. And
You know
Yeah,
why?
so we were all calling him Ingwe.
Do you know why?
Have
he
you
did
guys
that?
read the Getty
Ingwe.
Lee book? Sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
Howie, do you know why he did that?
I used to, and I forgot.
Because
I
more is more.
Yeah.
Did you guys read the Getty Lee book or see his
No.
interviews where he's talking
We
about
don't
how he
read
came up with his
books.
name?
We watch-
I know,
we're
that's why I
waiting for
watched
the
the interview.
Yeah, I know how he came up with his name, but
But it talked about how he had a real name. He had a Hebrew name first, and then he had an American name.
Sorry, Dave. Who are you talking about?
Getty Lee.
Gary Lee.
No, I don't know this one.
Gary Lee Weinrib. But his real name was like Gershon Eliezer Weinrib. His
Yeah.
parents were married in a concentration camp.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my, yeah, and his mother had the heavy accent. Meanwhile, his buddies are busted his balls calling him Getty because that's how his mother pronounced Gary.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
I've known about it for a while because Dave told me like 2 years ago.
yeah,
And what's
Getty Lee.
Alexander Zinovinovich?
Now, what is he? Is he Croatian? What is he?
What
Something
about
like that, yeah.
Chaim Witz?
Yeah,
Gene.
Gene Simmons.
Oh yeah.
all the books in the old days, like when you were a Kiss fan, if you bought the magazine strictly devoted Kiss, it gave everybody's real name, but it always said his real name was Gene Klein.
Because that was his American name.
Oh, okay.
Chaim Witz was his birth name in Israel. Then they came here and they gave him. Then
Went
he
to
had
Gene
that
Klein
name.
when he was a teenager.
Yeah, Chaim isn't going to flow too well.
Yeah, people be thinking they're hucking lungies on him. Chaim.
I'm the demon. Chaim.
Yeah, every
To
time
life,
someone says hi,
to
you gotta
life,
wash your face.
L'chaim, 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 to life.
Fiddler on
That's a
the
little Fiddler on the Roof for you
Yeah.
fucking Gentiles.
Roof. I know I played in the orchestra pit for Fiddler on the Roof for theater company in Rhode Island.
I'll be playing the role of Topol, the smoker's tooth polish.
I want to add one thing before we wrap up.
They did a
John-
Catholic version of Fiddler on the Roof. It was called Diddler on the Roof.
Right.
Oh, sorry. That's all I had.
John, get the egg maker, but I'm gonna tell you when you use it, put a couple of paper towels on it. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it leaves a puddle. So
This doesn't sound great, Joe.
it's great.
It
I'm
sounds
telling
like you got
I'm gonna-
more work to deal with it than
No,
taking the thing
I'm
out of
gonna
the
make-
water and
I'm
tapping it
gonna
with a
make
spoon.
hard-boiled eggs tomorrow. I'm gonna send you a video on how easy it is to get the shell off.
Okay, sounds good.
Davidas, yeah. He's a guy. Yeah, he's Lithuanian. That's where my dad's family was from. But
Or is your
Yeah,
family
I've seen him
Lithuanian
play.
Orthodox? That's
I've seen him play on YouTube. His channel doesn't come up much, and I don't like watching people play cover songs with a camera on there. I mean, it's not something that interests me. I got to tell you, most music shit on here doesn't interest me. I'm watching. You know what? I got to tell you, I've been listening to a lot of Sherlock Holmes, the old time radio stuff, and nothing brings me more joy than Basil Rathbone going, "Thank you."
Have you guys
Mr.
seen
Holmes,
this?
You're a genius.
Have you seen this new Italian guitar player kid that everybody's raving about, Matteo Mancuso?
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He plays giant steps like he's.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll learn. Hopefully he'll realize he has to write a decent song
and make. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's
Is he as good as the 60-pound 4-year-old Asian girls that are ripping the necks apart on the guitars? How the fuck do they do that? They can't even reach.
So they can't. So they don't shame the family.
Yeah.
Now there was that guy King. What's his name? Kingfish. What's that guy's name?
Yeah, the big heavy kid.
You know that? You ever see that big heavy kid that plays the blues?
He's great.
Howie?
I like
Kingfish, Kington.
Yeah, I had.
He's got to get on Carnival, but he's good.
He's a big heavy guy. His he follows the three kings: Albert King, Freddie King, and Burger King.
Got it right here.
There you go.
You know what I like about him, though? I heard some of his music for the first time the other day because I never really seeked it out. Somebody just told me it was him. I had to ask. I was at International House of Music down in Orange County. It used to be Jim's music.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm down there and it's playing, and the kid's voice sounds like Doug Pinnick. Sounds just like Doug Pinnick when he's singing, and I'm like, I've never heard this before. Why does it sound like Doug? So I asked the guy, who is this? He told me, oh, it's a Kingfish. And I'm like, no shit. So now I feel like I got to listen to it and just see what it's about. Because it sounded like Doug Pinnick singing the blues. I was like,
he follows the three kings. I got to say it again because Howie wasn't listening. Did you hear what I said, Howie?
Go ahead. No, I didn't.
Freddie King, Albert King, and Burger King. I got to get bigger actors.
I understand that next week's guest is going to be the Burger King. He's going to
be actually, Kingfish is going to be here next week.
He's
eating the you must have magic in those fingers. He says, no, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken grease. What's that?
I said he's going to be eating the Burger King Big Fish sandwich.
The Big Fish.
You know it. It's going to have that half backs of fries and onion rings. I got to tell you right now, those onion rings at Burger King are heavenly. You eat a few of them, you're going to drop dead.
I don't think that there's any onion in it. I think it's just a fried ring of dough.
I know they're horrible.
Burger King used to be
onion flavor.
Burger King used to be so good in the late 70s and early 80s.
Agreed.
It's like a totally different restaurant now.
All the big ones just was cutting, and you got, like, I'll tell you who else used to be great and they're fucking rotten is Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, when it around in the 80s, that place was happening.
Even the 70s was fun.
Yeah, 70s. We had one in Socket, Rhode Island.
Time.
But growing up, growing up back in Buffalo and not ever having had Jack in the Box, the only thing we heard about it was that a few people ate it and died instantly. That was the reputation. So when I moved here, I didn't touch it.
Yeah, I feel like
Paul Hackett says George Lynch has the timing of a broke Kmart watch. I like his attitude. I like that attitude. He sucks.
Come in, next week, George.
Hold on a second. Just in. Thanks, Joe. George Lynch will be here next week, folks. Get to some questions on his influences of the blues. He'll be here with Kingfish, who won't be able to speak because he's going to be having his mouth with two whoppers, one in each hand.
And blind lemon shitbag.
Oh, the king of the blues, Blind Lemon Shitbag will be here, folks, in Studio B. Burger Chef in the 70s. I don't remember Burger Chef, but
we had one down here too. It was the best. That was
used to be a place up by Howie, Ruby's. Remember Ruby's, Howie?
You know,
Ruby's was good.
Did you guys have a chicken place called Chicken Delight?
No.
Oh, it was great. All right.
Look, we are all going to agree everything was better in the 70s.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Everything.
Well, you know what, though? We're cooking the fries. All the frying of the food was done in animal fat.
Yeah.
It was way healthier back then. You look at kids today. When we were kids, we ate Oreo cookies by the dozens. You didn't even want to eat that much, but they were great. You didn't blow up like a balloon. Now you see a kid eating an Oreo cookie, and he's a fat little tub of goo. Because it's all oils, they're killing everybody.
Augustus Gloop.
Exactly. They're reaching over to drink chocolate.
They're falling in a river.
They're fucking chewing gum, tasting a full dinner, and then a blueberry pie.
You're
That's
turning
your Violet
violet.
Beauregard.
Wait, I want to write this down. You're giving me ideas for dinner. Let me write this down real quick.
Exactly.
Watch
Veruca Salt wants the golden egg.
Yep.
Mike TV wants the candy bar.
I think the worst of the chains nowadays. I don't eat the stuff right now anyways, but the worst of them, Jack in the Box and Burger King are the worst.
Oh, they're horrible.
I don't think that there's any worse out here.
I got to be honest with you. McDonald's makes you go to McDonald's and you say, "Give me a plain quarter-pound burger." That's it. Give me 6 of those. They're delicious.
I tell you what, once in a while, a couple times I've gotten a quarter pounder from there.
I'm not gonna.
The burgers are actually pretty good right now.
I'm not gonna lie. The last few years, McDonald's has had pretty good tasting food, and now apparently, from what I read, they haven't started it at my McDonald's around here, but I think they've changed the way they prep them. They're gonna cook the onions onto them and do something different with the cheese to make them apparently even taste better.
They're doing a good job. They're stepping up their game. Paul Hackett says Sonic used to be much better. Sonic is terrible now.
Yeah, they opened one up down here, and I wasn't
never been to one.
I have never eaten a
Sonic either, ever. You're lucky. In-N-Out Burger makes a good burger. That's for sure.
You guys remember a place called Long John Silver's?
Yep, we had one in Attleboro.
I haven't seen one of those in like 25 years.
My father drives by it and says, "You got to be fucking kidding me." He says, "We live 10 miles from the fucking ocean. They're trying to sell this friggin' TV dinner seafood around here."
That's what he said when you guys were pulling in.
Yeah, Dave, I think we talked about Arthur Treacher's fish and chips.
Oh yeah,
and there was an Arthur Treacher's next door.
We had that too in New York.
Right where Smash Burger is, Dave. When you were at the Smash Burger, it was in that park.
Smash Burger's a decent, and I think Shake Shack makes a decent burger. I got to tell you, the best burger around is the one that I make in my kitchen, cooked in bacon fat. It's so fucking good. It's unreal. It's unreal. I won't be having that till like Sunday. What's today? Wednesday steak. So Friday I'm having a steak. Nope. Sunday I'm going to have the lamb chops.
You have your meals planned out like that? You can't.
Oh yeah, because I have to defrost it in the fridge, so I have to know ahead of time what I'm doing. And then every other day I do just bacon and eggs. No, it's like I do big meal and then small meal every other day, 1 meal a day.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right, everyone. I want to thank everyone for hanging out. This was a long one tonight. Howie, thank you for coming back. Kenny worked at Arthur Treacher's K57. I want to thank Joe for the list tonight, Joe. Nice job. Krellbar, thanks for coming by. Jables, always good to have you here. One of these days we'll get Rel on the show. Then we can really fucking hear the nonsense that I'm spewing doubled.
It's true. All right, I gotta go cook something.
All right, everyone, very good, and have a great night, and we'll see you all next week. Very good.